Hello and welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 125. This week we talk about zombies, WandaVision, and Peaky Blinders. Look at that cute intro, wasn't it? Yeah, I say so myself. Anyway, as I said before, this is the ADLR Podcast, episode 125. I'm joined by... I'm Anthony, your host. Joined by my brother, Bryant. That way. Joined by Randall, also known as LOADITUP, also known as Zen 5, also known as the King of Darkness. No. The Gotham Knight? Yes. He's not called no one calls him the Gotham Knight, right?
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, that's what it is.
The only man banned from New York.
The only man banned from New York, Randall. And we got Kelsey loading in his preview in a sec. But he's here.
The webcam's got the priority. Hold on.
Oh, OBS does?
There we go. Yeah.
It's freaking out over.
And he is in just in time. Anywho, we're here. Monday. Start of the week. Feeling fresh. Right? Everyone feeling fresh?
I guess.
That's not like that. What'd you guys end up doing this weekend? Kelsey, what you get into?
This weekend?
Yeah.
This weekend I played a bunch of the new Path of Exile release because that went live. That was a lot of fun. Oops.
I guess we'll get to that in a bit, but I'm gonna ask you the one true hooked fun, or is it like, oh, it's fun and we'll come back to it later?
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with it. They've changed the way that they so this isn't just a new league. It's a new league and kind of an expansion on it.
Oh, nice.
They changed the way that the end game works. Now the map has passives that you can add so that it makes mapping a little bit more fun. You get more there's so many mechanics now. It's really hard to do them all.
Okay.
Because they've integrated a lot of the past leagues into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making it a lot easier because you can get multiple in a single map, as well as with the new Atlas passives, you can actually get them to proc more often rather than just being a random 1 in 100 chance.
Gotcha. So you were just binging that this weekend then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
You and Adam, or just solo?
Yeah, Adam's playing. Bosmer's
Nice.
playing. Nick's brother Michael is playing.
What about Righteous Fire guy?
He's playing. He joined. He joined one chat, and asked for a poll. And I think you were there actually. We voted on him playing Righteous Fire. I don't know if he's actually playing Righteous Fire. I'd have to log in and message him. But I'm pretty sure he's going to start it at some point.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure his Righteous Fire build is his wallpaper. So you never have to go, oh, what is it again?
Yeah. Yeah, he gets really into the game. He builds his own loot filters and things, and prioritizes things that he likes. Whenever the new season starts, he does a lot of things with it.
Nice. Brian, what did you do this weekend besides obviously playing Black Ops Zombies with me?
Black Ops Zombies, started Mandalorian, and some baby time with the Dragon Ball Fighters. He came out 15th for people who don't want to buy a season pass that always gives you 1.5 Gokus.
Yeah.
So I had to wait till Friday to play them.
To get hands on?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that in a bit, I guess. Randall, what you do this weekend?
No.
Nothing? Didn't watch anything? Starts with a W, ends with a vision.
I watched that Friday, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit.
I'd like to think that when he says nothing, this is the first thing I pictured. It's just him in his room T-posed until this podcast starts. Can you confirm or deny that?
I can't. He has his door closed. So, I mean, for all I know, he probably is T-posed. So, I don't know. The heck do I know? You didn't put a dent into Miles Morales yet? You didn't load it up at all?
No.
Oh. I've been doing that over the weekend as well as knocking down the side quests and stuff. Because I already finished the main quest. I'm just doing all the side collectibles and stuff.
There are random times where I wanted to play something autopilot, so I wanted to load up Marvel's Avengers, but this controller does not respect my Chrome browser, whatever. I don't know what it is. I was like, you know what? Maybe my Wi-Fi or whatever. On my phone, connects immediately. On my tablet, immediately. So I'm like, what's different?
You're using Chrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird. It works. I'm trying on mine and just see if that's the actual case. But anytime I ever need to connect that, it was like lit, no problem.
Do you know how like, so you said you hold it till it vibrates twice. You do the input wait, and then when it vibrates twice again, usually means it's connected.
You just wait. You when it vibrates twice, it just.
I wait, and it goes boom, boom, and then just shuts off. And then at first I was like, maybe it needs to get charged. So I let it sit there until it was charged. Tried it again. Disrespected again.
What? It charges, the light's not on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it still did it?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
I've
see.
only gotten it to connect. I've only got it to connect to Chrome once, and that was when we were doing Borderlands. The first day stream.
Yeah.
Has never done that before or after that.
I'll sort it out. I'll figure out and see I'll tell you what I find, I guess. Because that never happened to me before. I guess I'll try it on Wednesday then. If we play it again, I'll try my controller on here, see if it also gives me an issue like yours is.
Do you think having Chrome run as admin affects it in any way?
It could.
Nope, it shouldn't, because the controller connects through your Wi-Fi and then sends a signal to their server saying, I inputted this code, just sync up the game. Like, it's not going through his computer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So like that's what's baffling me. I'm like, it should just work no problem, because you put it into pairing mode and it already knows what Wi-Fi you're using, because you said it connects to your phone and your tablet, so it has the Wi-Fi saved. And when you put in that input, it should go, hey Google, here's the input. Oh, you mean this Chrome browser you have open? No problem. Link up and you're good. Because there's a middleman there. That's not your local machine.
Just does not respect. And what's funny is, when I was at your place on the Chromecast on the TV, again, first try, it was like, we're ready, daddy, you know?
It calls you daddy?
Chromecast calls me daddy. I think you did something with that. I guess you modded it. Is this your old one from your room or something?
It's the Sexy Cast. I renamed it.
Okay. Well, so, I just feel disrespected every time I try it.
That's weird. Anywho. I think that's most of the stuff. I mean, we could start jumping into it. You want to start jumping into the news, Kelsey? You got some 2 big ones on there that I am actually pretty excited about.
EA is no longer going to have the exclusive rights to the Star Wars series, which is awesome. You know, now we actually get to,
see other developers work on it.
Yeah, like we get to experience different things. We're not having to wait, 19 years for another Battlefront 2 to come out.
Facts.
We'll actually get, like, Squadrons. I haven't played, but everybody that I've talked to that has played the game is like, it is amazing. And then Fallen Order was real, or was it The Last Jedi, whatever it is?
You got it, Fallen Order.
Fallen Order sounds right.
It's Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. So that one's a lot of fun. I had a great time with that. Skippy in the chat says Squadrons is so much fun. I still need to try it. I just haven't bothered to get it because I have so many other things on my plate right now.
It's got good reception, so I would imagine so.
Lucasfilm Games is no longer they're working with EA still. EA is still allowed to make games, that kind of stuff, but it's not just them. It's not just EA making the games.
Yeah.
Which it leads into Ubisoft has already announced their next game because they're working with Massive Entertainment. And I forget, they're the ones that made Division 2.
Yes, they fucking sure did. They fucking sure did.
So I'm really excited, especially because the Division games were a lot of fun. The Division games were a lot of fun. At least the second one was. The first one got kind of old pretty quick, but they made a lot of nice changes to the second one. And so I'm really excited to see what they do with the Star Wars stuff. I just think it's awesome that I really don't like it when one studio has the only rights to it. because I feel like it really limits creativity, because then it's just, oh, whatever that guy is like, thinking of at the time, instead of, oh, we have 45 studios that are like, we're going to do something awesome with this. We're going to take the lore for this section, and another studio is going to do this section, and they're going to have like different combat systems and different views and all sorts of stuff. Like I'm super excited about it.
To me, I don't care if only one person has access to it, as long as I don't care that they limit it to one developer, as long as the person who's giving them the license isn't limiting the creativity. So
you mean
the main reason
they're partnering with the publisher, but not the developers.
Whatever the correct term is.
I'm just correct. That's it.
Yeah, what you're saying, the correct terms. Pretend I said that.
Okay.
Because you look again, Capcom and Marvel with fucking Marvel Infinite just shat the bed. I don't. Reports are saying that Marvel on their end was just being assholes and rushing and doing shit like that. Those are reports. If that's what's true, because also I don't have any faith in Capcom, so either way I would believe either way.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's true, you just literally shat on a whole franchise because you just want everything to be your way, even though you have no clue how to make X thing. That makes sense.
I feel that. I just want Republic Commando being remade. Thank you. That's all I want.
What I think it's gonna be, since it's Division people, apparently, and it's Star Wars, it's just some kind of action RPG Mandalorian game. So I'm assuming like something like Division in terms of like a loot and shoot, but Mando style, I think is what's gonna be.
Hey man, I love Division 1 and 2 more so. So if they're the guys making it, take your time, please. Make it great. Of course it's gonna be buggy when it comes out, because Ubisoft open world games usually equals buggy at launch. Period. But I'm all about it. When I saw the first people making it and Ubisoft was gonna be massive, I was hyped.
I was hoping for a Steep versus Star Wars collab, but
a Steep versus Star Wars. They're just on what is it? On Hoth, just sloping it up.
What planet is Anakin from?
Oh my god, the name, I keep thinking.
Yeah, I can't think of what it is.
It's not. No, it's not. I forgot. Alderaan is the one that gets.
Let's see if
Tatooine. Thank you, Adri. It's Tatooine. Alderaan kept coming up, and I'm like, no, that explodes. That's not it.
You was gonna say Tatooine though?
No.
You wasn't gonna say Tatooine.
No, I didn't. I froze on it.
No, he was stuck on Alderaan.
I was stuck on Alderaan.
That's where I was too. I was like, it's not Alderaan, but I can't think of anything other than Alderaan, because that's all that that one. That one.
God.
I really want a story that's more focused on what's her name from Fallen Order, the chick that you meet like at the very end, and you only get to talk to her for like 5 seconds.
That's the only Randall, and you know this. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
So. Tim.
Oh, he's talking about the chick from Daphne.
Oh.
I can't hear him if he's talking.
You should be. Say something.
Testing.
Yeah, you gotta get up on that mic, Randall. Bring that bad boy.
Usually it works from there.
Do you have us lower down or?
Let me check.
Because nothing.
I don't think so. But
he's at max.
You found a way to somehow just mute Randall.
Yeah.
I hear him fine, so I don't know.
Oh, your user volume is a little low.
That might be mine, because I'm probably really loud and he's not as loud.
Yeah.
So that'll throw you off.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, like, she's awesome. She seems like she's a really cool character, and then you get to meet her for like 5 seconds. She does all this awesome shit, and then it's like, oh, thanks, game's over.
Probably for sequel, if I had to guess. Did she survive, or is this like she died kind of thing? Okay, it's probably maybe sequel.
So you know the lady that
Mandalorian season 2?
Ahsoka fought.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
She's the same race.
Oh, okay.
And they're from the same place.
They're not related though, are they?
No.
Okay.
Well, related not by blood, but she's a night sister.
Okay. By group, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, you good? No spoilers. He just started Mandalorian.
I don't know why I thought he already watched it.
He's on.
So
He said
it was good that I took my headphones off.
Yes,
also.
absolutely.
Okay. I
Well,
figured.
it
He's on-
depends.
He won't know what the hell we're
He
talking
didn't
about.
know,
He hasn't seen Clone Wars. He hasn't seen any of that. So he probably was gonna be like, "What the hell you guys are talking
so
about?"
he doesn't even know the
Wait.
character then.
I've seen the cartoon Clone Wars. I've
Okay, then
seen
he'll
it.
know. Then he'll know. Never mind. You're fine. We're not gonna
I'm
talk about it.
that part's already been spoiled to me.
Oh,
on
it
Twitter.
did.
What part?
Yeah.
What part?
The sub character in Clone Wars, the
Ahsoka?
cameo. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say because some people haven't seen it, but yeah, there you go.
Well, you saw
You
my
know that
Clone
Dag
Wars.
gets bodied?
Yo, fuck Dag.
Uh,
Not your term. You're saying it's fantastic. Keep saying it. But the character Dag, he can eat another axe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Daniel said I saw it. Well, this is for all the thousands of audio listeners that come up on Friday. You know, but not everybody that's on live stream recording watches it. Is once it releases on Friday, where the millions of people watch and listen to the show. You know?
What are we talking about?
Don't worry about it, dude. But Brian only got to episode 4, I think it is, so far.
Yeah. The last thing I saw
season
was
1 of
the
Mandalorian.
episode-
But I was waiting. I was hoping you was gonna come through for me on that question.
Oh no, I'm not really good at trivia, dude.
I
So
told
when
you
people
that.
ask me that, I'm like, what? You
That's
know,
why I didn't say anything because I was like, "Come on, Anthony."
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Like I'm not like a
But you usually,
mega.
I mean, you know about Hoth, so
Because Empire Strikes Back's my favorite Star Wars movie.
it's most people's favorite Star Wars movie.
you mean you're not into the prequels? What's wrong with you?
I like some of the characters in it. Like Darth Maul was really cool, but they didn't give him
Yeah.
that much airtime. And then Qui-Gon Jinn was cool, and he gets fucking bodied. So
Prequels had cool characters, but I just did not give. I don't. Again, I'm a very casual Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And I really didn't care about the first 3. The first time we watched the third movie was literally when Palpatine, in his disguise or whatever, was talking to Anakin. I fell asleep. I woke up to lava and yelling. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
you were the chosen one, Anakin.
I think my favorite part about the prequels is all the fan like interpretations. Like Jar Jar Binks is obviously the worst character ever created.
Oh, I've
Okay.
read about this. Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I love the fan theory that he's actually a Jedi Master and is controlling like everything, you know? And they provide like so much proof, you know, with all of the different clips and how it's working and everything. They're like, there's no way any of this could have happened if he's not actually behind the scenes controlling this stuff. And it's like, how do you people notice this crap for real?
They're reaching, but they have this like the non-circumstantial evidence. I think that's the term to be like, okay, it's possible.
The best things
I
that
thought there
come
was
from
a-
Star Wars are the Lego Star Wars games. And
Yo.
I'll die on that hill.
Facts. The ones that they didn't talk, the ones that they were just animated everything. Facts. I'm right there with. We'll die together there.
I'm like, the movies are cool, question mark, but the Lego games,
Mm-hmm. Facts. If you want to know what Bro Op started, probably then. Okay.
probably before that, but
It was, but I'm just trying to hype up Lego Star Wars games.
I think the first thing that comes to mind for when we did co-op was fucking, was it GoldenEye? How people can control the walking, the other person does the aiming, and we should do that with the fucking really fast and in like big head mode.
Oh yes. And GoldenEye was that.
Lego games are life. Fuck.
Yeah, Danielle knows,
Nah,
bro.
dude.
Lego guy.
We spent so many hours playing GoldenEye on the 64 when we were younger. Just weeks just gone.
My favorite thing about GoldenEye is because we hold games to such a fucking standard now that it's like 30 FPS, never touching it. Play GoldenEye 4-player split screen and see if you can count the FPS higher than 10. But you had the time of your fucking life.
It's because the whole budget, like game budget, whatever words here, it didn't go to the frames. It went to adding the fucking slap sound when you do slapper zone. Yeah.
The slowdowns in that game, and no one cared. The game's fun.
And then, and then when you die, I'm like, oh
And
shit,
the
he's
red
gone.
thing, yeah. But now,
Yeah.
if it gets below 50 or 60 FPS, game's trash. Please return it. Optimize your game, bro. You'll be fine. Oh man,
I wish they came out with that Darth Maul game, but they didn't.
yeah. The one you told me, The footage you showed me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might
It's
use.
funny. It looks like Fallen Order. Just what?
It might have been like they might have used some systems and brought it into Fallen Order.
What was the name of the one that got canceled? That was like third person.
1313.
Yeah.
Star Wars 1313.
Do you remember who was making that?
Wasn't it 343?
Oh my god, I forgot who was actually behind that. Let me go look it up.
343 Studios.
I'll look it up. See who
Isn't
was.
343 Halo?
It just says LucasArts, and developer was LucasArts. I guess this is before everyone started.
Yeah, maybe that whole game was put to the side because maybe acquisitions basically meant X developer couldn't work on it. So, maybe that game will come back.
I mean, that code's probably sitting in somebody's hard drive or on server somewhere. Like, they can just like they did with that Darth Maul game. I'm sure the systems from that were just using Jedi Fallen Order. So, like...
Did you guys ever play the fucking Star Wars fighting game?
I don't think I did.
It was on a Pizza Hut demo.
Did we... The Pizza Hut demo we had?
Yeah, I think so.
Then maybe I might have played it. I don't remember it, though.
Wait, let's go back. What is a Pizza Hut demo?
Back in PS1 days, I think it was. Sony partnered with I guess not Sony. They just made their own demos. Anyway, Pizza Hut made demos. Like, they partnered with a bunch of game publishers and stuff and put a bunch of game demos on a disc. And if you order like a large pizza or something, you would get a demo. Like a demo disc filled with demos.
When was this?
We were kids.
Oh, this was years ago.
Yeah,
like
we were
late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember did you guys ever eat Chex?
Not back
Chex
then.
Quest?
Not back then.
Not back
Now
then.
I do.
Oh,
But now.
so there was this game. So Chex Quest was basically a Doom ripoff.
Okay.
And it was awesome. You played as the Chex guy, and you would run around and you would shoot stuff, and there's this big slime ball that you had to kill that was a boss at the end. But that was another demo game that you got in a box of cereal. It was awesome.
I gotta look it up, see if I can run it on an emulator or something. I never played that.
Yeah,
fucking-
Chex Quest. I'm gonna find this for you so that I can send it. Oh, you can apparently still download it. Oh shit.
So around the time that Cyberpunk was doing their ads, I saw on Twitch Chex Quest, so I guess they're bringing it back, I guess.
It's on Steam.
Oh, how much is it?
Well, maybe this might be a different one.
Yeah, I think they made like a new one or something around December-ish or something.
I was about to say if they still had it. But yeah, there was Pizza Hut. They had different colored, like a purple disc, a blue disc, and it had a bunch of demos. That's the first time me and Brian played, I think, Final Fight. The 3D, like, beat 'em up. I think it's called Final Fight. Damn it. And that's not how...
3D beat 'em up?
Remember? You get to pick, like, that big buff dude, the chick, and then, like, the skinny
You're
dude.
talking about the Tekken Force game, I think.
Oh, I say Final Fight is a side scroller.
Yeah.
What the
Tekken
hell was
Force
it
is the
called?
one I'm talking about, I think.
Hold on, PS1 3D beat 'em up.
But those, Randall, those PS1 the Pizza Hut demos, they had MGS2.
Fighting
they had
Force.
Ape
You got it
Escape, Fighting Force, not Tekken Force, my bad. They had fucking...
This game.
Was it Toomba? Is that the one with the pink hair?
Yeah, Toomba.
They had slappers on there.
They had really good demos. Like, games were fun.
That's crazy. I didn't know anything about that.
Back in the PS1 days. Toomba was lit. I should probably, for a Throwback Thursday series on YouTube, I should probably play Toomba on like an emulator. That shit was dope.
You guys ever play Turok?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did play Turok.
So they apparently ported everything to the PC, and you can buy it on Steam. So you can play Turok 1 and 2.
And does it run nice on Windows 10?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't that an
Osmer's
N64
played it a
game?
couple of times and streamed it for me, and it's pretty awesome.
It was an N64 game, but I think they ported it over to PS1, and
I think so.
I think they also re-released it on GameCube, or am I lying?
I remember the PS1 release, but and then he told me about the
Steam one?
port to PC.
Oh, nice. So throwback games right there. Oof. What are we talking about? How do we get on this?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, that's right. Oh, because the Star Wars news. Yeah, I'm super hyped with the non-exclusivity news now. Republic Commando, please. Even if it's just a remaster, just give me that game again.
That's EA though, isn't it?
That made Republic Commando? I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
was so
don't
long
know.
ago. Republic Commando. Ooh, Star Wars Republic Commando. It was made under the Unreal Engine 2. Ooh, imagine an Unreal Engine 4. Oof. No, developer was LucasArts as well.
Can you imagine if they made like a from the ground up Knights of the Old Republic? If they did that, I would revisit it. But when I played the first Knights of the Old Republic, it was just so old that I was like, I don't want to play this.
We old.
Mm.
I feel that sometimes like sometimes the visuals need to be somewhat there. You know?
It's not even just visuals. Like for that, the gameplay. Because again, going from Mass Effect to something like old, like the blueprints of Mass Effect, kind of.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more like Dragon Age. So playing Dragon Age and playing an older, like mechanically, like outdated.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can see why people liked this. I just didn't play it back then, so I have no draw to this.
Yeah.
Same thing with Final Fantasy VII for me.
Well, now it's been remade in a way, so like it's more
Not the whole
accessible.
thing.
I
think you
get
could still
it, but
play it
it's-
as like an actual turn-based RPG if you wanted to.
yes, I think when we were talking about it a while back, we got confirmation in chat. You can switch between that active one that's on now or just straight up turn-based. Are you gonna play
I
it
don't know.
turn-based, Kelsey, or are you gonna play it with like that the action RPG one?
I'm probably gonna try the turn-based just to see how it plays, but you know, I enjoyed the like live
Mhm.
action RPG. It's not really it's still
It's all ATB,
turn-based.
right?
It's just more of an active time bar.
Mhm.
It's kind of like in Final Fantasy 12, they make you think that it's like,
real time.
you know, an action RPG when it's really just an ATB.
I get that.
I don't really like ATB. I'd rather it just be turn-based or full action.
Yeah,
That's just me.
for me, I'm like I want to leave that behind because I get it. Back in the day, there's so much systems that play that you're like, oh, turn based because you can't have all this stuff happening live. Now I'm like, if it ain't real time, you're already kind of throwing me away, you know?
So you think that system was built out of necessity?
No, sometimes I would imagine so.
Not
'Cause
talking about originally.
I would imagine so, in a way, because imagine trying to have Pokemon battle out action RPG and on a Game Boy. You can't. You have to have it turn based to have that kind of combat. Now with systems like Smash Bros, make a Smash clone with just Pokemon. I bet they'll never stop getting money.
Yeah, they don't stop getting money now. Like,
It's just the amount of effort to make like a fighting game with how many Pokemon are there?
Over 800.
yeah,
That's not feasible, you know. And what are going to be the cloned characters like the Ryu and Kens or which characters are just going to be skins because they're all like animals or some of them are objects. Like
I just wish that Pokken was like the battle arena part of it. Nah, it should have been. If they're gonna make it like Tekken but Pokemon, that's fine. But the whole battle part is what I'm like, I don't want this.
oh
I really
what they
enjoyed-
should have fucking done. Sorry to cut you off. What
No,
they
you're
should have
good.
done is do a Marvel style or team game Pokemon because you usually have a whole bunch on you. And you go to the gym leaders and you have a whole bunch on you.
yeah.
Let me do hidden missiles with fucking Skarmory. I don't fucking know, dude.
Where did you put the two and two? He a bird.
Yeah, but a robot.
Yeah, but it doesn't have missiles. It's
It
just a
could.
metal bird.
It can have shoot his drill or something. I don't fucking know. With
Okay.
feathers, it's I think it has ranged attacks. I don't remember all the moves because I didn't do that. I just had Hitmonlee and I'd kick things. But I'm assuming Skarmory could do something ranged. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, what were we talking about? Kelsey, you were gonna say something.
so he was talking about like ATB versus turn-based versus
Real time.
like action. So Final Fantasy X, and there's been other games that do this too. I really do enjoy like the ATP gauge if you can make it like a live gauge where, you know, if your character has higher speed, the ATB fills up faster and everything like just continuously moves. It doesn't stop and actually be like, oh, well, they're attacking. I'm gonna stop my gauge and then wait till they're done before I start filling it up again.
Oh.
But like in Final Fantasy X, I really enjoyed the way that they did it because everything had weight. Like it was turn-based, but depending on the attacks and things that you did, it had a weight. So you could like do a quick attack, and if your character was fast enough, it might move them back ahead of
a different enemy or something.
Yeah, and so you could like maybe get 1 or 2 attacks off, and then do a big attack. Try and get as much damage in as possible. Versus like, oh, if I do the big attack now, it's going to drop me below the enemy, and then I only get the 1 attack versus 2 or 3.
And that's like another meta there for how quickly should I attack. And you have like multiple party members too, so now you're playing with that timeline.
That's what I liked about Child of Light, is that when it's your turn, time stops, so you still have time to think, but there's a speed bar still.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say you do a heavy attack, so I'm like, oh, there's going to be wind up. But if you do a quick one, boom, and then maybe you can beat the other guy or push them back. I liked when there was an actual speed bar and do things like that. I keep doing this as if I'm actually playing the game, but they usually put the bar at the top.
They do. I understand why you're doing that. That's what you put it right up top for the most part, and then the menu system on the bottom. Like, oh, attack or spell or whatever the case is.
The League RPG that they revealed a bit about seems like it's gonna be like that. It looks almost verbatim. You remember that one game I was binging for no reason next year, Anthony, the Battle Chasers or whatever?
Yeah, but you said you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but this looks exactly like that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
that's not a bad thing then.
The visual stuff. No, I'll probably play it, but I feel like they just paid them, $6 to give me your engine, and they're like, all right, bet. Now reskin this.
Okay. Is it the same developers?
I don't know.
Oh.
Wait, are we talking about Blizzard with Diablo whatever?
No, this is Riot. This is Riot. Riot is making like an RPG with the League characters.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about. He says it's like
Battle Chasers.
I think it's War Battle Chasers or something like that, or War Chasers, something like that. And he liked it, so we'll see.
I never played it again after I played it, but I enjoyed it.
And that's that. Talking about Star Wars, we went for like 7 different things. It really does have a hand in everything we do, Randall.
What?
Star Wars.
That's what I love about this
Beats it to the
podcast. It's
corner.
like so many different experiences. Because like we were talking about Star Wars, then you started talking about demos, then we went into all the other demos.
Because it was wild back in the day. When Randall said, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "There's no way I know about these pizza." Did me and Bryant trip up and we didn't get pizza demos? Just my dad making fake bootleg fucking demo discs.
I've never heard of it.
But you have heard of the ones that come with like the magazines, right? Like Xbox magazine or PlayStation magazines back in the day.
I didn't buy them.
Okay, well, some of those would come with demo discs as well.
I used to get
I did buy
Nintendo Monthly.
GamePro.
I don't know if
The-
Game Pro added any, but sometimes maybe they did.
Was it
Game Informer
Nintendo
did.
Power or Nintendo Monthly?
Nintendo Power is a long running magazine.
I'm pretty sure they sent it to me, and that was the only mail I got as a kid. So when I had my name on it, it was fucking lit, dude.
You're like, I'm officially a big man.
I remember those used to be huge. They don't make game magazines anymore, do they?
They're dying breed because of the internet. You get all your information online. The articles.
You have IGN and things like they're a gamer news, which is basically all because like it's all a gaming magazine was gamer news.
Yep.
And so everything's just a blog online now. There's no point in doing printed material because you can hit so many more people almost for free comparatively. Like up to date, on time, anytime you want with like, oh, let me just post this real quick. It goes to Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Like, oh, look at that! I hit 19 different sites and 40 million more people.
All right, have a good luck on the rate. And then also, all those sites that he just mentioned have ads.
Yeah.
So they get paid for each of those things.
Yep.
So why spending money on spending money? Why spend money on printing the thing, having it distributed when you can just pocket that money and then gain even more by all the ads online? So, I mean, granted, a lot of people use ad blockers, but that's just the way of the world, Ooh. Where do we go? Since we're talking about Star Wars, I guess we can go into Disney. Continue with Disney.
I'm trying to get me a lightsaber, man. I finally found one that I'm willing to spend money on.
But they don't have like a good one at Galaxy's Edge or whatever, or are those just cheap? I thought they were supposed to have like a lightsaber building area where it's like
yeah,
legit.
you can build it, put a kyber crystal in it, but
It's not. But what do you mean? What's the but though? Like it's not worth it. It looks like trash, or is it like
I mean it's good,
okay?
but I don't know. I'm like a Star Wars snob when it comes to stuff like that. So the more realistic it sounds like to the movie, that's what I was looking for. And like, you know how sometimes you want something, it has this, but it doesn't have that.
It's a trade off usually.
Yeah. But this, I finally found one that's like, this one even still has a downside because I don't think they do authentic hilts. They do their own custom hilts. So it's not like I can't get like Luke Skywalker's hilt or I can't get Darth Vader's hilt or
Probably because it has to be
Qui-Gon's or-
licensed or something.
maybe, I don't know.
So
But-
I can get you a real lightsaber.
I see, if you're talking about the same thing, I seen that guy's video where he made a actual lightsaber.
No, I mean
And
a real
and
one.
it cuts through metal and everything.
I've seen the one. I haven't seen a real one yet. I've seen the one that just gets really hot and he slowly goes through metal. That doesn't impress me.
No, like I've been to the galaxy and I have my own lightsaber.
Well, when I see those, like, oh, he made a real lightsaber, and I'm like, here we go. And I go look at those videos, I'm like, not a real lightsaber. I need to slash like this and no resistance, that shit breaks. That's a real lightsaber. Not, it looks and sounds like it, and when it comes time to slicing shit, hold on, I'm just heating it. Nah, bro. Dead, that person. That's a real lightsaber.
Well, this one that
know
I'm
a
talking
guy.
about. Huh?
I know a guy if you want a real one.
Oh, snap.
Hey, Randall, that's it. There you go. Just show him the cash, bro.
Rhymes with Grievous. If you
Okay.
Did he say
No.
Grievous?
He said it rhymes with Brevis, so obviously he's talking
I'm
about.
not buying up from him.
He's gonna kill you, Brian, on sight.
he never killed me, never raised his hand
Regis?
to me once.
What? Wait, hold
General
on.
Grievous.
No,
He
no,
said
what?
Regis.
Egregious. Okay, that guy.
But yeah, this company makes really, really, really good lightsabers.
But how
The
much-
only downside is they don't make the authentic hilts. But everything else, the way it cuts on, the way it sounds, like it's perfect. The only
who's
problem
your
is
one?
that they're always sold out.
That's what I was gonna ask. How much are they selling it for, though? Probably in the hundreds, but
I think like $300 range.
okay.
But that's how much they normally go for.
That's their standard. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like across all the manufacturers, all the different people who make lightsabers,
Mm-hmm.
they all like that's the normal price range between like $200 and $300.
Gotcha. So it's not like it's an upcharge.
Nah.
Whose hilt
But-
would you rather have? Who's
Okay.
your go-to?
Oh, I want.
One.
Randall. Not
I can't. No,
He did this.
This,
How?
it's
and
not
started
going to
doing
be.
this.
It's that I want.
One.
I want Anakin's before he turned to Darth Vader. I want Darth Vader's. I want Luke's from Return of the Jedi. I want Qui-Gon Jinn's. I want Obi-Wan Kenobi's.
You want all the Jedis.
Not all the Jedi.
It's not like all the main.
Because I don't
Jedis.
want Mace Windu's. And I don't want
Racist.
What a racist.
what?
Wow.
The only black guys.
I seen his hilt and it's not that impressive.
Oh, okay.
Wow. you just
Wait
hill
back a
shamed
second.
him.
No problem.
I don't know if I want maybe Yoda's just because I could say I got Yoda's.
But did you get it
Like so.
forcefully?
What?
Like, did you beat him? Like, killed him? Okay.
You don't like Count Dooku's?
Count
I don't
Dooku's
like
is nice.
I don't like his because his curves and it looks weird.
That
looks like a
dope, though.
gun.
Yeah, I thought his looks cool.
And
A lot of the Sith ones curve.
I want Darth Maul's steak from reminding me. I want Darth Maul's. And
Alright, so since you can't give me one, what's your Marvel team of lightsabers?
Yeah, because he obviously can't. We said one, and this man gave us literally
Marvel
every
team that's like
three.
three.
That's three. Who's your point? Who's first out of the line?
Darth Vader.
Okay,
So that's the one you want then.
yeah, that's the one you want. We just fucking tricked you.
But
you
I definitely have to get Darth Vader's, Darth Maul's, just because they're so unique. And if I had to pick one more,
Probably Anakin's.
nah.
Oh, Luke's then. To have the good and the bad. He's pondering.
I don't know. That's a tough decision. I have to think about it.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll swap from one Disney franchise to another here. Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, first 2 episodes of WandaVision has released. You saw it, right, Randall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Backstory. This takes place, obviously, after Endgame. It opens with TV parody back in mid-set, like Dick Van Dyke days, I guess. I don't know what other old, like, black... I Love Lucy kind of sitcoms. It's Wanda and Vision, married. Apparently, they have a house together, and then it proceeds to go with TV form, Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke type of narrative for the first 2 episodes. Each running 30-minute episodes, 30-minute an episode, 2 episodes. So an hour of this. And Brendan, I want to hear what you got to say first about this. About WandaVision. What are your thoughts?
I like it.
What do you like about it?
Well, for one thing, I like the I Love Lucy stuff because I actually used to watch that stuff when I was younger.
So you have a connection there with it.
Yeah, I guess nostalgia. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I actually think the stuff is funny. The parts that's supposed to be funny, I think, are funny. I like when it gets creepy or serious, however you want to word it. When you start to unravel what's going on.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
And how often do you think that happened?
It happened 1, 2, maybe 4 times.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. 6 times. It happened 6 times that I count.
Okay. All right, so my probably unpopular take here is this show needed to drop all of its episodes. Because dropping with these 2 episodes, it has not hooked me. It started the first episode, I'm like, okay, it's going to be like an I Love Lucy thing. All right. That, for me, got old really quick. It's like, okay, they're being cute. TV, like, old kind of plot. Oh, this is going to be, whatever should they do? And the weird stuff didn't happen enough. So when I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's just like, oh, it kind of, it happened. And I'm like, all right, well, there goes episode 1. Done. Next episode, I'm like, okay, maybe they'll expand on it. Just another, like, I Love Lucy or Dick Van Dyke plot that ends up fixing itself at the end. And then we get a glimpse of some weird shit happening with, like, the beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whoop, no, reverse time, done. And now it's back. And I don't know if that color change means they're jumping ahead. We don't know what's happening. And then done. Wait till next week. And it's like, I didn't get anything there that I'm like, I need to keep watching this. So I was like, I watching these 2, I'm like, I should have waited till all of it's out. Like, I think Janiana said it. Yeah, she really wanted to watch until it was done. And I figured, I'm like, I should have done the same thing. We should have just waited.
You know what you should have? You should have waited. And you know what you could have watched?
Go for it.
Narcos.
Oh, I do have that on my watch list. I need to watch Narcos too.
Since you could watch Pedro Pascal.
Well, what does he say? I keep asking you. He always says
Malparido.
Malparido.
Everybody calls everybody though.
That's just probably a Colombian thing. Like the way Puerto Ricans say nena and we like, hey, local and tigre and stuff. They probably just call them malparido. It's an insult, but I'm not sure why they just put everyone.
The pacing of it is basically the first season. I think it's 3 seasons. The first season, just shit's happening. The second season is slower, but when shit happens, you're like, what? Then the third season's like, compared to the other 2, it's not like hitting heavy duty, but it was still good.
Okay. But anyway, we'll watch that sometime. I don't know when. WandaVision, though. And I said there's only 2 episodes, but I just want to get that out there. I wasn't going to talk about it until we finished the whole season, but after watching it, I just sat on it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I watch? Like, there's big shit happening here that's supposed to be happening. And I'm afraid this show is going to be one of those answer one question and then give you 6 more that they won't answer till who knows what episode.
What's your theory on what's happening?
Nothing. There's nothing in there that gave me any hints besides she's in danger, or she's losing it mentally. That's it.
Well,
That's
I mean,
the problem.
like,
It's like there's 2 episodes and both of them didn't progress enough, so I'm like, oh, I got to see what happened next.
But I mean, like, based on what you know, what do you think is happening?
She's been captured. Like, you know how they reversed the snap? Because she died at the snap. So they reversed the snap, and maybe she was captured. And now she's at some sort of lockdown where she can't use her powers, and now they're like fucking with her mind, or she came back from the snap and realized Vision did die, so she's losing it. And now she's doing like the reality thing that she can do. I don't know.
Are you guys talking about WandaVision?
Yeah, like it's.
I think.
Are you guys going to do spoilers? Because I'll take my headset off.
We've kind
We're
of
just speculating.
At this point, we're just speculating what the heck it's about.
I think, my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they're knocking on the door of House of M.
That's a really bad way of doing it because there's a House of M is with like major characters, and this has non-major characters.
In House of M, she snaps and kills everybody.
Uh-huh.
So what will be the catalyst for her snapping? It's her dealing with the loss of vision. Because you remember how like she kind of showed a hint of that when she encountered Ultron, and she was like, I forget what she said to him, but she like ripped
everything from me.
She ripped the thing out of his chest or whatever.
Yeah.
That was just like a glimpse of it. But then it amplified with Vision because that was just with her brother, which I'm pretty sure is a huge loss for her. But then now she loses the love of her life. And had they not called down those things, she was going to kill Thanos. Like that was it for him. But I think that, I mean, obviously I don't know, but my speculation is I think that she is in some sort of alternate reality that she's created that she's using to cope with her loss. Now, I don't know where she is actually, like physically.
Well, we know
I'm kind of leaning more towards what you're saying. Like she might be in some sort of facility. I don't know if she's like in prison, like they're keeping her there. But I think that she's in a reality that she's using to cope with Vision's loss. And I can't miss stuff. But you get what I'm saying as to why I think the other side is trying to get in touch with her because of those certain things that happen.
Yeah. Go for it, Brian.
I was gonna Randall Stewart is part of mine until I heard him say it, and then I thought about it, and I don't think that's it anymore. What I think is so I was gonna say what I'm about to say, and I thought maybe this is their way of doing what he said, but now I don't feel like it because of news that's coming out with Chris Evans and which movie he's apparently supposed to appear in, allegedly.
Yeah, there's rumors.
Which movie is he supposed to
Chris Evans is rumored to be renegotiating to come back as Captain America, not to have his own movie, but just to appear in other movies.
Yeah,
and they're saying he's supposed to be in the movie for Wolverine.
So then that will debunk your thinking, and this is probably going to be used to introduce mutants. She might be in a facility with other mutants, if I had to guess.
I think what would snap is her realizing there's more like her, and then somehow something happens there, and she's like, "Nah, that's my Briadran." But what I think it is, what I'm assuming they're gonna do is they're using Disney Plus as a way to launch prequels, and I think this is most likely because Anthony said, "Oh, she's broken" or whatever, and you guys said the word reality, so then it clicked. So they have to lead into whatever the fuck Doctor Strange is gonna do in his movie, and they already said that Scarlet Witch is gonna show up in that.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have the reason, because I'm assuming he's not gonna be in any other movie coming out before that. Black Widow, why would he be there? You know what I mean? So this is like a prequel, and then
Black Widow is before anything happened.
Yeah.
So unless he's time traveling,
it's way before.
Yeah. Unless he can technically be there because he has the stone now, or he had the stone.
But that's what I'm saying. So he has no business being in that movie. We don't know what's next. Spider-Man. Maybe he'll be in there. Maybe that's the prequel.
No, the Spider-Man. I'm already getting scared.
If it's allegedly a multiverse thing, maybe. But they specifically name drop Scarlet Witch for Strangest Thing.
For what?
For Strangest Thing. For Strangest Thing.
I don't know if it's because the mic's not picking your voice up correctly, but are you saying the strangest thing or strangers?
Strange is possessive thing.
Okay. I thought he was talking about like another season of Stranger Things. So I'm like, what?
Well, I can't remember, but what occurred first? Was it House of M or Secret Wars?
House of M, a long time ago. Secret Wars is something newer.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure House of M happened before.
House of M happened before Civil War.
Secret Wars, Brian, who he asked.
I know, but I'm giving him some type of timeline.
2005.
Look, each show looks lit. I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't know what it looked like.
So then, yeah, they probably wouldn't do House of M.
Oh, never mind. The Secret Wars, the first run of Secret Wars happened in 85. And then the new one that I read is later on.
So it happened before House of M?
Yeah, the first run of Secret Wars. I don't know if it's just a rehash because I never read the original. I read the new Secret Wars. So
maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they might do Secret Wars because that kind of makes more sense with the whole multiverse thing. That Doctor Strange's movie deals with multiverse, which also deals with Wanda. That might be a
but Secret Wars doesn't do this. The reasoning for Secret Wars happening, it hasn't. Okay, it's MCU, so I guess they can write whatever the hell they want, but it's not because of Wanda.
Well, I'm not saying it's because of her, but I'm saying they might introduce the whole there's other multiverses with this movie.
Gotcha.
Which it'll make it easier for them to transition into Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Rather than just there's another Tony, there's another Spider-Man. What?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that because I think whatever the Spider-Man movie is gonna be, I think that's what's gonna be that's real. Mysterio, I guess, wasn't wrong.
Well, the Spider-Man one,
this is gonna be like multiple realities. But some weird shit happens. Maybe she traps herself in some other one in isolation or whatever. Again, I haven't seen the show, so I'm just imagining what it would be. Spidey shows multiple people exist. They're the same person. A variation of them exists somewhere else. Somehow that's going to be foreshadowing as to whatever the fuck they do in the Strange movie.
For the Spider-Man one, I'm not expecting it to be any Secret Wars stuff. Again, Spider-Man has its own time traveling arc. It's the Spider-Verse. So I would imagine that would kick off before Secret Wars does. For the Spider-Man movie.
I'm not talking about Secret Wars.
Which one comes out first, Strange or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, I think, comes out first. And then Strange. No. Yes. I think it is Spider-Man, then Strange, and then something else happens.
Because it seems like there's a pattern. Like, so Spider-Man introduces Spideyverse because allegedly Tobey Maguire. Yeah,
allegedly everything that has to do with Spider-Man is in that movie.
Yeah, and like those other two guys are supposed to be in the movie. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I've been seeing it all over the internet.
Yeah.
So that has to do with more than one universe.
Yeah.
And then now Strange's movie has to deal with the same thing.
Yeah. But we knew about Strange's thing before the Spider-Man leaks happened. Because we knew his was going to be Strange. Brian, you going to get something to say?
There's no date for the new Spider-Man one, right? Because I Googled it and they're saying, Google is saying December 17th. I don't think they ever said that, right?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked at their timeline. So.
But Doctor Strange is supposed to come out. This is wrong too. It says it's supposed to come out in March of this year. Multiverse of Madness.
Maybe that was the original date pre-COVID.
Okay. They need to get their shit together. Google's wrong. Because I just saw somewhere else in 2022. So I don't know what's going on.
It's most likely 2022. But anyway. What are we talking about? We're doing this again. WandaVision. That's what we got here. The speculations. These are great speculations, but the problem is those two episodes. I like to renege
my
your
House
guess?
of M.
Okay, that's fine.
That's too extreme.
Yeah.
To be throwing at people, especially when they haven't even introduced X-Men yet. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm like that's.
So I'm leaning more towards I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but if I had to lean more towards something, I would say Secret Wars. Leading to Secret Wars.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, because the one that I read anyway, I haven't read the old one, but I liked it a lot. So, but they don't have to introduce Doom first, so they need a Fantastic Four in there.
Well, the movie was announced.
Oh, it was announced?
Yeah, it was announced. They had Disney had what do you call it? Investors Day or something like that.
An investors meeting.
That's when they dropped all of the new TV shows and movies that are coming out.
Oh, okay.
And Fantastic Four was one of them.
Oh, okay. Well, it depends on how, because I don't imagine them going, oh, here's a Fantastic Four. Also, the villain in this is now going to be the villain for this Phase 4 or whatever this is. That'd be too quick, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. WandaVision again?
To go into Secret Wars, because you need Doom to do it. If you're going to follow the comic. So it'd be weird to just bring them into MCU and then also by the end of that movie, also we're leading up to Secret Wars. We just introduced this guy.
If they're gonna do a build up with Doom, I need them to do something that matters. So Thanos was like, "I'm coming." Never did anything, right? I need him to come in randomly. I need him to be the Ramsey of the MCU, essentially. I need him to come in. Someone's gone. So he knows, and then he dips. That's what I need to see.
It's 'cause I don't know about the pacing of this, because we just had like Endgame and Infinity War come out, and that's probably the most death we'll ever see for a while, until who knows when. So having, what do you mean death?
What, like 3 bodies?
Yeah, that's the most you've ever seen in the.
What are you talking about? Everyone, there's always a character that dies in every movie. The villain.
Loki didn't die.
Technically, half. Well, actually, you saw a lot more death in Thor than you did the Avengers movie, because Thanos killed, or was it not Thor? Thanos killed like his entire crew, like his entire, basically his entire.
Half the people in Asgard.
Oh yeah. That's true. You were talking about Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
At the end of Ragnarok.
Well, we don't see it happen.
It's implied.
Oh no, we don't. We see it happen in the beginning of Infinity War.
So I'll take that back. Then people actually died.
Like, I mean, there's Bob that really snaps Loki's neck.
Yeah. But yeah, I forget again. It's only the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, but those didn't get me excited at all. It's like, okay, they made that show. Like, they made a I Love Lucy show with these characters, which is weird because they have they're trying to. It's just weird. All of it was weird. They had some funny parts in it. There's always, hey, if they're cute together, I got it. Like, that could have been the first episode. Second episode, give me the goodness. I'm here for the weird. I'm here for what happened to her after Endgame, you know?
I mean, the whole thing is, I thought it was supposed to be her mental break. You know, that's why she created this reality.
We have no confirmation of any of that. Besides, it literally starts off, Kelsey, like you're watching a show from back in the day. With you just have to, hey, swallow this and we'll talk about it later. Okay, so now here we are.
Was Mandalorian released weekly?
Yes.
It was 1 episode a week?
For season 2 anyway. I don't remember season 1. I think season 1 was also weekly.
Yeah.
It's just, be patient, Anthony. I mean, I'm trying to.
I think Stranger Things was the only ones who did it right. When they released the entire.
Well, that's a different time period. Remember,
that's Netflix in general, though.
Yeah, and also pre-COVID.
Oh,
like, yeah. I'm sure Disney Plus would love to drop everything one go. Like The Boys, I think the first season was dropped all at once, and then the second season they had to do weekly because it's COVID. So like development takes a little longer because of it.
I think the real reason they do it weekly is to extend your fucking subscription.
And that too. That's also right on the money. Because people don't want to. They want you to at least pay for 2 months instead of just only 1.
If you have Verizon, I think you can change it. If you have Verizon, you should definitely check about your plan, because we just recently did that, and one of the plans, they have like a whole slew of stuff, but one of the plans includes like Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu for free.
Wow, that's actually a really good deal. Because Disney Plus gives you a bunch of the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars stuff, all that, whatever that comes with it. And then Hulu already gives you like anime, a bunch of TV shows. I think they have movies on there too now. So that's a pretty good deal. And I don't sports, so I guess ESPN is a good thing. I think Janina mentioned it earlier in the chat. But after we watched the 2 episodes, I was going through YouTube and I didn't know there was an actual trailer for the Loki show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and that trailer, I'm like, I can't wait to watch this. Whereas the trailer
That was weird to me.
that one was
Him
dope.
in the elevator.
Yeah, well, we can't. But Brian hasn't seen the trailer. Brian hasn't seen the trailer, and doesn't
He
want to see the
doesn't even
trailer.
ask. He just says it, dude.
Well, I mean, that's not enough to give you like what?
Yeah, I mean,
but
I don't even know what I saw, so I can't really spoil it.
but that stuff has me intrigued. I'm like, oh, what is this? They're actually expanding on lore. Where the trailer for WandaVision was what I saw those 2 episodes.
when is that supposed to take place?
What do you mean? When is it supposed to take place?
Loki.
It takes place at the time he left in Avengers Endgame during the time the heist, and he left.
Is it when they dropped the
It's part of the trailer, yeah. When he grabs the Tesseract and leaves when they're trying to get the stones.
Okay.
So that timeline goes into that, but
Okay.
it also I don't want to spoil the trailer.
Do you want me to take
What
my
I
headphones
never
off?
understand is why
It's
is
a
it when
trailer. We're not
people,
gonna.
why is it when people use the Tesseract, when they go somewhere, it's nowhere to be found afterwards?
That's a good point. Again, that could have been
What do you
trailer.
mean?
That could have been trailer magic because it just cut to like him using it and then it wasn't there. That's
Because when Red Skull used it, it transported him to
Vermeer.
what is it?
Vermeer.
Vermeer.
Yeah.
And he didn't have it. And then it looks like Loki got transported to
Vormir,
who knows where he went,
That might be.
but he didn't have it.
It might be one of those like not leakage, but like oh you use it, but then you can't contain the power. It just drops you and it keeps going somewhere else. I don't know. It's magic, Randall. What do you want from me?
Space magic.
Space
What's the
magic. I'm
difference?
sorry. But yeah, after watching that trailer, I'm like that I gotta see. Where this one, I saw the trailer for WandaVision before it aired, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be cute. Well, hopefully they'll go on to what the hell's happening. And that was just the 2 episodes we saw.
Mm.
So hopefully it does expand into something I care about. But for now, it just seems like a sitcom, you know, with a hint of weirdness. And you're like, oh, what the hell was that? And then they go, oh, the episode done. Come back next week.
That's interesting because for me, I kind of felt different.
I get
I
it.
guess maybe because I'm like trying to piece together what's going on, so it's a little more heightened for me. But like when certain things that happen that are out of place, I'm like glued. Like it's kind of it does feel weird to me. Even with the conversations, even if it's not something blatant, if it's just a conversation that goes off, I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I mean, it's light. It doesn't last long. Out of the runtime, the percentage of, hey, this is a sitcom parody versus, oh, weird shit's happening is too low. That balance is not good for me. It's just majority is just sitcom stuff, and then a little bit is weirdness, like the radio going off and you hearing weird shit, or the dinner scene, and you're like, what the hell? And then it ends and we're back, and it's like, okay, but nothing's progressed. Like, oh, we don't know anything new. It's been burned by Lost, all right. And that show basically they'll answer one question and then give you 6 more to be like, what the hell's going on? I'm scared that's what this is gonna be. Next to that, like next week's episode is gonna be like, oh, what you heard was this, and then like you find out what the hell the bird keeper is, and then now there's like a Tyrannosaurus or something, and then you're gonna be like, next week, and it's like, okay.
That symbol is a sword, right? What's the symbol for sword?
I don't remember what the symbol for sword is. Oh, that guy doesn't have a fucking logo. No idea. Doesn't show it. Maybe if I do this. Okay. It looks like it. That was on the casket.
It was everywhere.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could be. We don't know.
It was everywhere.
That's my problem with it, Randall. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's like, hey, it's part of the MCU. Hey,
That's why
it's part of the
I'm
MCU.
believing what you're saying is that maybe she's locked up somewhere. And maybe they're just trying to, maybe she's you know how like Strange was in that thing or whatever he was in? Maybe she's in something like that and they're trying to snap her out of it. But whatever she's in is the reality that we're looking at.
I guess. We'll see. I don't know. So I really don't have like a review for it yet because the season's not out. I just wanted to talk about those 2 episodes. Like everybody knows how like the TV seasons work, right? Like like a new show is pitched to someone. They have a pilot episode, and then if the people you're pitching it to like it, they order an entire season. Correct? This I would have been like pass, because 2 episodes and I was not like, well, what the hell? Like I get it. The first one was nice and cute like that. Okay, I get it. When I loaded up the second episode, it was more of the same. I'm like, oh well, here we are. An hour of the same thing without a major step forward, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they didn't like. There wasn't anything to like. The first episode is always like, it should try and draw you in, but if it's something that you know, sort of something about, like it doesn't necessarily have to, because you're like excited for what the possibilities could be.
Yeah.
You know, which this kind of feels like that is, because you know we all know about her from the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And then where this is kind of stemming from. But it's interesting that they didn't have like the first episode where it's like, I mean, I obviously haven't seen it, so I can't really complain, but judging from what you guys are talking about, where it's like, oh, okay, this is weird. And then the second episode isn't like an explanation or a huge like, oh, okay. It sounds like it was just like, okay, the first episode, the second episode.
It was that's my reaction. It was like, oh, we're still doing this. I don't know. It could be because it's just 20-minute episodes and those things just flew by. Because I'm like, oh, it's just a regular sitcom kind of pacing. So I don't know. It did a good job of doing those type of shows. That's what it was. But I wasn't there for that. Randall, I watched all of the MCU. I'm here for the real shit. All right?
I don't know, man.
We just finished a catastrophic war.
Okay? It seemed like it was stuff in there. Yeah. Maybe I was just picking up on it.
Okay. Hey, okay. That's what I'm saying. We'll see what by the end. We'll come back to this at the end of this season. If by the end of this fucking season, Randall, I don't got some answers, I don't got some actual movement, dead to me.
Maybe they'll turn it up next episode.
That's what I'm hoping for, Randall, because that's exactly what I'm hoping for. It ended with a freaking color. Now that everything's modern again, it's like, okay, maybe we're moving up in the world now. It's more cool shit's happening. We'll see. I don't know.
From the trailer, it looks like they go through different periods.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Jenna was like, yeah, I think that there's different 8 decades, because she said the fashion changed and their house completely changed.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. Hopefully they go into cyberpunk.
I think that's too far.
Why not, Randall? It's her world. She can live however she wants to live. Like a Russian.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
It's Wanda's
she has
vision.
Some crazy powers. Like Scarlet Witch's powers are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I guess it has to do with pacing. I just finished catching up. I guess finished. We're done with WandaVision.
Yeah.
Brian, you're good. Yeah, you're good, Brian. All right. He's back. Anyway, the reason I'm probably so hard on it is because I just finished catching up with Peaky Blinders. And I gave the example of that pilot because from episode 1, I knew what I was getting into. The characters are introduced, you know what the thing is, you know the pacing, it's there. So that's why it might be why I just finished watching that, and then going to this, it's like, what the hell am I doing, you know? Pacing's way too slow. It's just a sitcom at this Lila Lucy and stuff. Whereas Peaky Blinders, first episode. That's what these guys do. Bam.
Do you think
Mafia,
maybe because it's more relatable?
I don't know. There was a goal. There was from the first episode. Bam, Tommy has a plan. Boom, there's something happening. Like, you know where we're going. What's the aim? WandaVision, you're like, I know the aim for this episode because it's an I Love Lucy thing. So it's like, oh, I think the first one was the dinner, right? And then the second one was the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, you're fine. Literally, you'll be fine. You're watching. It's nothing like, whoa, spoilers. You're watching a sitcom. Like you're not.
There's nothing that happens in these 2 episodes. If I told you from beginning to end, you would still know nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is, I avoid these things, so I go blank. I don't want to know anything.
You won't know anything by the end of it.
If you didn't mention that,
that's what we're telling you.
Okay, but I want to come to that realization on my own. I want to go from nothing to nothing on my own terms.
Okay, fair. All right. Anywho, Peaky Blinders. I saw that first season, I think it was, and mentioned it on here who knows how many weeks ago. And then Brian got a wind of it, and then he fucking took off and finished it. And I finally got the time to keep watching it. I don't even know where to begin here. You guys don't care for spoilers. Randall's not going to watch this. I know that. Because he's
my boy... Wait, so are you going to talk spoilers?
Yeah, Kelsey, are you going to watch Peaky Blinders?
I mean, probably not.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, like it's one of those, like, hearing you guys talk about it, it's one of those things that I want to watch, but I just haven't been in the mood to watch anything really new lately.
That's fair. We just
I haven't really had time. I'm using all of my time for other activities, and either working on the house, playing games that I've had piling up, or whatever. So.
No, I get that. There's a priority list. When I have free time, it's games, then movies, and then TV shows that I need to watch. Actually, I guess for me, it's been TV shows and then movies lately. But
I just wanted my boy to survive, and you told me he did, so I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So spoiler.
Okay.
Dad didn't survive.
Randall doesn't watch like barely of the Peaky Blinders. He'll sometimes watch some. He's like, I like Arthur. He comes down.
I watched just in my argument. Sometimes I watch stuff on my own.
Okay.
Too. So
did you watch this on your own? Did you watch this show on your own?
I watched some episodes on my own, yeah. Just so that when you guys are talking about stuff, I have some idea what you're talking about.
So he walks down on the episode of the fight when Arthur gets shot. Oh, no, strangled.
I was about to say, he didn't get shot.
When he gets strangled.
Like, you got an alternate ending.
I know the codes, so, Anyway, he gets strangled, and you don't know about what happens to him until the end of the season, because it's part of Tommy's plan, anyway. After what happens. So Randall saw it and he's like, nah. And he walks upstairs like, I can't watch this junk after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel you, because
even if I watched it religiously, like from beginning to end, like you guys did, when I got to that part and I see that Arthur didn't get up,
and
then he walked out and he told her, he was like, well, at least he led her to believe that he was gone.
No, that's not what he told.
But you don't find out until afterwards.
Yeah, because that part's muted. There's music playing, and then he speaks to Polly. Polly goes tells his wife all this stuff, and then that's when the plan is devised.
Initially, you just see him taught her, and then she's talking to somebody else. So I'm like, it's coming. And then he gets on stage and makes this huge announcement. I'd have been like, okay, off.
Honestly, I wish they actually did happen, because for most of the show, everyone felt too safe, and then earlier that season, they showed, you know what, we're gonna play with this a bit. And then they just kind of did it again.
Yeah, there's a point. That's why I enjoyed. I was okay with it being safe, but then it got to a point where it was getting ridiculous. Like the season 3 was. That's why it's still my favorite. Because everyone has their team. I was never Team Grace. Once you betrayed, I'm a person. When you betray me, fam, get the fuck away from me. And Grace fucking betrayed him, but somehow they still ended up together. Cool, that's his business. And it worked for his character. So when her loss came, it hit him heavy. And that season 3, you see him breaking down. It's his decision making is getting wonky. It's working. So I'm like, okay, I like this. And then not only that, his fucking brother dies on top of it. For season 4, obviously. Season 3 was just that. And then again, Tommy at the lead of the head, his decision is getting worse and worse. Janiana, sorry, Janiana, I said it was gonna be spoilers. But Grace dies. Go ahead, Kelsey. What happened?
Oh, sorry, she didn't know that?
Go ahead, Kelsey.
So Adam has editor capabilities for my channel, so he can like change titles and things. But he came in and told me that apparently did an update when I clicked update, And so he changed my title to the podcast, Randall dropping fat knowledge bombs.
That's good, Randall. He says you're smart.
I don't understand why
he says you're smart. Huh?
I don't understand why he put that.
Because you're dropping fat knowledge bombs. We were probably talking about Star Wars at the time. Or speculating. Okay, anywho. Janana says, I don't care about Grace. I was Team Horses lady. Facts. That was for me. I'm like, go with her, bro. No, Grace. After being absent for an entire season and then I still love you. Oh, that's your kid. Fuck off, Grace.
When it was happening, I was like, Horse lady, she's down for the cause. Like I fuck with a heavy duty.
Facts.
But then the same thing that happened with fucking Tommy, I saw Grace and I was like, damn.
You stupid. Fucking stupid. Anyway.
Hey, it's Tommy's heart. He loves who he loves.
Yeah, so he loves Tommy. Anyway, Brian looked up because he's like, is he Arthur in the chat? Yeah, it's me, Brian. No. Sorry, my impression's really good. Anyway, yeah, but like Brian said, he told me to hold off on season 4 or before judging my favorite season because 4 introduces the mafia from overseas. They get delivered the Black Hand. So basically the mafias go out to kill everyone in the Shelby family, which is a cool season because we get to see the mafia point of view. I want to shout out Tom Hardy for being one of the best fucking characters in this show.
Honestly.
Like, in terms of delivery, comedy, when he gets serious, he can take, he gets serious, he gets scary. Like, he has range in this show. And playing out, I think it's Alfie Solomons is his name. Fucking great. Tom Hardy did a fantastic performance. Same with Cillian Murphy. Whoever does Arthur, he has some really good ones.
Littlefinger as well.
Yes. I didn't expect to see him coming in looking like a gypsy, but he did fantastic work as well.
I forgot his name the first time I saw him.
Because he looks weird. Because we're used,
hair.
Yeah, because he had the long hair, and we're used to seeing him in Game of Thrones with the short one, and he's always at that menacing look. He kept the menacing look, so I'm like, he's up to no good. The second I saw him, I'm like, he's gonna betray the family.
I think Tommy saw that. That's why he did what he did.
Yeah, but pretty cool.
The girl from Split and Queen's Gambit, she's doing an American accent, a New Yorker accent.
I'm surprised you picked those movies and not the one where she was an X-Men.
Because I didn't watch that movie.
Oh, that's right. But we did talk about...
I didn't watch Queen's Gambit either, so I don't know why I said that too.
Because that's been marketed pretty heavily, so... And that's been getting good reviews, actually.
I wanted to watch it, but I'm not ready yet.
She has an okay English accent, but she keeps that face like she's Russian.
She looks the furthest from New Yorker I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like when she speaks, sometimes I hear the accent, and sometimes I'm like, you still look Russian, and you seem like you're about to speak Russian.
I looked away whenever she's so the first time they show her and she's speaking, I looked. I'm like, they don't match. So I started looking away. I'm like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I forget his name every time, but the dude that's Irish or whatever.
McCavin. Yeah, McAllen? No, that's the drink. That's a fucking whiskey.
I don't remember his name.
Mix something.
My favorite character up until that point. No. My favorite character up until that point was Johnny Dolks, right? And then I heard his accent and his introduction. I'm like,
Mr. Shelby.
I don't know.
We're the Billy Boys. These are the Billy Boys, Mr. Shelby. Oh my God. I got another thing. You know how we hate bad villains? This show doesn't have a bad villain. Everyone that shows up is memorable. Fantastically acted, voice lines, menacing, all of it in their own way. It's great.
What's funny is the guy who I forget his name. The last guy, the big villain in season 5.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
When I first saw him, I was like, yo, Henry Cavill lost a lot of weight. And then I realized it wasn't him.
Yeah, what?
And I was like, I want to see a movie where they're both in it, like siblings or whatever. They're both in the Sherlock movie on Netflix.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that. You talking about the Emma Sherlock one?
Yeah, whatever her name is. It's the girl from Stranger Things. I forget her name. Millie Bobby Brown. It's Henry Cavill and it's him.
And they're brothers?
I don't think they're brothers. I think one of them is Watson, the other one's Sherlock, I think.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure. But looking at them, like, they need to be siblings. It's the same thing with Aubrey Plaza and Rami Malek. They need to be siblings in something.
Facts. I can get behind that. I don't know. I have so much. I love the show, Peaky Blinders. Like, I love the villains. I love the dialogue. All the characters are well acted. The music, the Red Right Hand. I cannot get that song out of my head.
Oh yeah, you never coming back. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, shit.
once I hear that first, like, boom, the first, like, I think it's a piano, like, key or something that strikes, I'm like, I got it. It's in Red Right Hand.
I get pissed when they do the covers and someone else sings it. Like when they're like the girl singing, I'm like, this isn't him.
Yeah, I need that deep voice. I need that raspy voice, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's 6 episodes a season. And depending on the season that you like the most, you'll fly through it. Like season 3 and 4 flew for me because I'm like mafia and whoa, Tommy dealing with actual loss, lit.
The Russian lady, I felt uncomfortable every time she was on scene. The Duchess, I felt so uncomfortable because her fucking eyes.
Yeah, and also they know how to act. Like, all those people they picked are fantastic. The Russian lady, I'm like, don't even look at her because she's probably hacking you right now. Like,
the first episode when they go and meet her at the car,
yeah,
it's just her in that light. I'm like, somehow she's a vampire. That was my first thought immediately.
This show's gonna go supernatural in a second.
Yeah, I was like, she's not human at all.
I don't know if it's because they make him out to look a certain way, but I feel like the further I got into the show, I felt like I was Tommy. I'm like, I can't trust her. Everyone I met, I don't trust them. So that leads into season 5, where he's having, what is it called, Brian? Dang it, I even put it as one of my Twitch streams. He has a dream where like he knows someone's a traitor.
Oh,
It's
something Crow, is it?
Something like that. I forgot what it was. I'm not a black something. Because Johnny Dog says that to him because he was accused of what was happening.
Black Hand? No,
Black Hand was what was sent to them when the mafia were there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Black Cat?
That sounds right. I'm gonna Google it. You can keep talking.
Yeah, it's some animal that you see in your dreams, and that's to signify that you have a traitor amongst you. So that the season starts with like years have passed. He's gotten so much money, etc., but he had that dream. And now there's evidence of people trying to move in on his position because now he's gone like full
Black
legit.
Cat.
It's a Black Cat. Okay. He's gone like full politician as well. He got, why did I say it with an accent? I don't know.
Just getting into it.
Kelsey, if you watch this, you're going to start speaking like them. That's how it's going to happen. Arthur, I can do a legit like impression of Arthur. Him moving when he walks, he always tosses his hands. It's like you, and for some reason, Cillian walks like out here. He's like
this. He's always hunched and he's like this.
Yeah, he's always way the fuck out there, like, and he smokes like fucking. He'll have like a long cigarette. By the end of the scene, it's like this fucking big and wide. And he's just like
almost every other cigarette. He like rims his mouth. He'll go and he does this.
Yeah, he goes like this,
and he puts it in,
and he has it on.
I like this like little. They made these characters out. They like.
They all have their manner. Go for it. Sorry.
So, which do you prefer? The voice acting in this, or in JoJo?
This.
Well, it's not just voice acting; they become someone else.
Yeah, like the acting's so on point. It's like you see when I see Cillian in anything, that's Thomas Shelby.
Mm-hmm. Like Scare who?
Yeah, Scarecrow. No, Thomas Shelby was in Batman. Thomas Shelby's in A Quiet Place Part 2. When I see A Quiet Place Part 2, he better have an English accent.
I want to hear him say, "Paulie's business."
Yeah, Paulie as well has some crazy arcs in here, which he literally had to face death's row for a second and was saved at the last second, freeing her of the style of living she was in before. Michael Gray gets
fuck Michael, dude.
Yeah, Michael Gray gets fucking power hungry. It's season 5 is basic, and they do a good job in season 5 of like illustrating that same theme throughout. For example, there's I think an English like military man that's dating his sister Ada Shelby, and he watches her kid all the time. So him and the kid are playing chess, and they had that a little altercation. I'm not going to spoil what they were talking about. Him and the kid were talking about. It's a race thing, And by the end of the thing, he loses. He was playing black, and the kid drops his last piece on the ground, but it was surrounded by the white. Later on in that episode, at that same episode, Thomas Shelby, who was at this point panicking of people taking a spot from who knows where, goes to the apartment and sees this chess piece on the ground, and he stands it back up in the middle of all the whites, as if it's like a foreshadowing, also like another way of saying he's surrounded at all sides and everyone's trying to attack him, which is kind of the theme of that season, right up until the very end, where I think it's the first time happening. They ended in a cliffhanger, so there's going to be like a season 5 part 2 technically, because most of the seasons have their villain. Yeah, that I'm like, it's over. I don't know what's happening, but
I was like, I think I messaged you. This is how it would end the season.
I would not. I would be really mad.
Like what he did, I've heard.
Oh, okay. But anyway, it usually ends like, here's the arc, and it usually ties up by the end of it. Like the main villain gets dealt with in some way, it becomes a friend or dead or whatever the case is. So each season kind of it's contained in its own arc. Well, this one ends, I guess it's going to be halfway, because there's still more to tell. Because shit happens and you're like, what? Who? The question at the end of the season 5 is who? And that's a big question, because the Peaky Blinders have a lot of fucking enemies. And a lot of friends that can betray them. So you don't know what the fuck's going on.
The main complaint I had for the show was after certain seasons, like maybe after the 3rd season, it started to feel like Shameless, where like you get sent a certain amount of time, something new, like, oh, now what's gonna fuck up?
Yeah, that's why I still stick with, I think the first 3 seasons is a good way to end it, and then maybe a little bit of season 4, like the beginning part, where like them not actually getting killed and stuff, and then I don't know. It's after season 3 it did become, okay, what's this season thing? Where season 1, 2, and 3 it all kind of tied together, and once they got to the official business and they made it big, it ended with that last scene of him finally after a season full of loss that he's been trying to get over and whatever the case is.
I feel like season 2's ending and season 3's ending would have both been good ways to end the show.
Yeah. Now I'm in it because I'm in it. I'm a blinder now, so I'm
still in that shit for sure, dude.
Yeah. So, but if I would have been able to be like, oh, well, where can we stop this? See, I think season 3 was a nice sweet spot. So we'll see.
Favorite character?
Come on. His is Arthur. No, close. It's Tom. Thomas Shelby. I mean, I can relate with him the most. I'm the leader. I carry everything on my shoulders. What else? Like,
you're more like Harley Quinn, to be honest with you.
Fuck, you got me. Homie. The one thing I did like is him getting. It was way overdue, in my opinion. Him with Lizzie. Like, granted, it's not the same as him with Grace or him with the horse lady, but I was rooting for her too. I don't know why.
She's really gorgeous, but the thing that pissed me off was the lead up to it, and then season 5 with them. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, like I liked it together, but I'm like, that should have been. I thought that would happen earlier. Like, she was down with him like way, way long time ago. So it's weird that now it's like sort of happening, but not really. So it's like,
I was hoping when it happened, it was that, and then, but no, because the same way you guys were a Team Horse Lady, I thought Lizzie was gonna be the about it one.
Oh, I mean, she's always been about it though. Yeah, she was always overlooked.
Yeah, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not meshing. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I love it. I can't wait for them to make more. Now I'm in the void of what the hell do I watch next? But then again, I have a long backlog of stuff to watch. So we'll see.
I'm just watching Mandalorian because it's something to do.
Well, yeah, we'll get.
How are you liking it?
Randall, we'll get to when he finishes the season. You're not gonna like what he wants to say right now. So we'll get to.
Oh, he already told you?
I mean, he gave me a glimpse. So when he finishes the season, we can have our discussion of season 1. And then when he finishes season 2, we can talk about season 2. Because we haven't talked about season 2 yet on this podcast. And I want to talk about season 2.
What episode are you on?
He's episode 4. 5, I guess, since he watched 4.
Yeah, so I watched 4 and started 5. And then I was like, and I closed it and I kind of just pretend to sleep for a few hours.
If you want something to watch, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's amazing.
I've
I've
seen
already
it though.
seen it.
And and to
It
your
doesn't matter.
defense,
You can watch it again because it's amazing.
Don't
it's-
recommend shows to me, Kelsey, until you finish JoJo. You got me pissed, dude.
to your defense, it was a really good show. I love it a lot, and I can't wait for the next season to show up or to air.
You guys have both watched Ted Lasso, haven't you?
Yeah, hell yeah, I have. The second I saw it, I'm like, everyone needs to watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Skippy's asking in chat.
Yeah,
thought you had.
I saw it, and I've recommended it to all of you guys on this podcast. And then Brian's like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and he fucking loved it. So y'all need to catch up.
But what do you guys
Okay.
think about the Spider-Man series?
I'm personally liking, but this new one, I'm really worried about. There's
They're
too many
gonna ruin
rumors
it.
of too much shit that's happening, and I'm like, this might be. I'm just worried.
It's like they didn't learn from the Spider-Man 3 where too many cooks in this kitchen.
Yeah, like there's too much shit happening, bro. How you gonna have
Now,
all
like, yo,
Spider-Mans in there?
every Spider-Man, it seems like every villain's coming in. A stove's gonna be in the movie, so at some point.
There's reports of Charlie Cox finishing his is this Charlie Cox? I think his name is the guy who played Daredevil. Finished filming for the movie.
Yeah.
So Daredevil's probably gonna show up somewhere, or he's gonna be the lawyer for
They said
somebody.
the dude who played. I don't know if you just said this because I kind of blanked out, but the dude, the dude who played Doc Ock,
Oh no, he didn't say
Yeah,
that.
Doc
Is
Ock's
that-
gonna be in it.
but,
he's
yeah,
gonna
be in
the
it.
same guy is supposed to be in it.
But I gotta be honest, if he's back as Doc Ock, I'm okay with it. I loved him as Doc Ock.
Yeah.
But how awesome do you think the 13 minutes Spider-Man's gonna have on screen is gonna be? Like,
Kelsey, that kid has almost made me cry twice, and it's less than a minute each. So if it's 13 minutes, he's gonna do wonderful.
Yeah, he almost had me. What's weird is, all right, so the first watching of, what was the, not Endgame, what was the, I forget the one
Infinity
before
War.
it was called. Infinity War, first time watching through,
Yep.
I was like, oh, come on. That was my reaction.
Uh-huh.
And then when I watched it again, I was like, it's like I came to terms like, yo, he's really gone right now. and like I felt it, right? And then Far From Home, the scene with is it Happy or Lucky? I always forget his name.
It's Happy.
With Happy, when he's like, oh, when he's like trying to realize if he's real or not.
Yeah.
And then the plane scene, I'm like,
He hits, man. He doesn't need that much screen time. He can do work.
yeah, he fucking delivers, dude.
And then he got me with the fucking the death in the Endgame when he was talking to Tony. I'm like, you fucker, this fucking guy. Tom Holland can make you cry.
He's good. Apparently, there was rumors that he's not happy about everyone and their grandpa being in the third movie.
I wouldn't be either, dude.
Because he
It's
hasn't
supposed-
gotten his own. Because he hasn't gotten his own movie yet, technically. Because the first one was Iron Man and him. The second one was Mysterio and him, and now it's him and other hymns.
Well, I mean, there has to be a villain, so he has to expect to share the screen time with somebody.
Well, no. So each one, it was like a mentoring thing. So it was like him and someone else, and that was like the main of it. He hasn't had one which is him and the villain, and no more interfering from like a mentor figure, I guess.
Oh well, we'll see. Again, it could just be all be a bunch of rumors, and they're probably just gonna have like a couple second cameos, which would be great. But if all these people are in there for like a lengthy period of time, man, I'm gonna be like, why?
I just don't want them to ruin this, and then it gets bad reviews, and they replace Tom Holland. That's the last thing I want.
Facts. Those are facts. I don't want that
Sony's
happening.
doing this.
I think Sony with the help of with Marvel, right? Because they're sharing
I don't know who-
Spider-Man license, right?
I don't know if this
think
is a
so.
Sony movie or if this is a MCU movie.
I think this is an MCU movie.
They did the deal, remember?
That Marvel makes the movies, but Sony gets a profit of it.
Oh.
The Sony movies, I think,
I
is
thought
the
it was
Venom
just
movie
for
that's coming
Infinity
out.
War and Endgame.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Because it came out that, remember the whole shit was like, oh, well, they wanted this cut, so we're not doing it. And then everybody's like, yo, fuck you. And they're like, all right, we're doing it. You remember that?
Oh, bet. We got it.
Yeah.
I think the ones that are still Sony is the Venom series. And the next one's going to be with Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Didn't they say they're crossing over? That's another rumor. The Venom's going to be in this fucking Spider-Man movie?
No way.
Yeah, Not in this. Well, not in this movie, but I heard they're gonna
cross him over.
And Tom Hardy are eventually gonna do a movie.
I saw that it was rumored for this movie. Everyone.
Oh, really?
I'm in it.
That's too much. So you got two others. The other
Brenda, we can't just. We got an exclusive here. Brian De La Rosa is now in Spider-Man 3. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? How's it working with Tom Holland?
I already said too much. I wasn't supposed to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll cut it out in post.
Yeah,
well, it could be worse. He could give away like everything, like Tom Holland usually does.
Yeah,
him and Mark Ruffalo. They're not allowed to like talk. They have like their contracts are like, you are not allowed to talk about this until after it comes out. Like,
he even gets like separate scripts from everybody else.
I believe it. I believe
during the screening, Ruffalo accidentally streamed the first 6 minutes of Avengers: Infinity War on his phone.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did some kind of shit, and he was just streaming the first like 6 minutes.
Somebody tweeted out a fake article that said Tom Holland accidentally releases all of some movie and on his Twitter, and he responds with, "I had to double check that I didn't accidentally do that."
I mean, that's fair. Oh man, that kid's got a bright future. I think that's it. We're talking about Peaky Blinders. I recommend it, and Ted Lasso as well. Thank you, Nick, for reminding me. Please, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, go watch it. It's great. Peaky Blinders is also really great, especially if you're into like organized crime.
If you're into organized crime.
Into it, like you do it on the side.
Yeah, that's your fetish.
If you like European accents, it's there. Camaraderie, loyalty, family, bloodshed, guns. Smoking cigarettes, copas, the whole shebang's there.
Fuck the cavalry, apparently.
Yeah, fuck the cavalry.
There's Tom Holland there.
Yo, imagine.
Honestly, I don't want to see that
because he'll probably get killed.
I think for the Spider-Man stuff, I think it would be great if they had like cameos where like he's just doing his thing. And they're just like in the streets, like there's no actual like screen time for them other than, oh, that dude like Doc Ock is in his suit buying a fucking donut from a street vendor or something,
Or it's like a convention or something, and he's in cosplay.
Yeah. Mysterio, you just see Mysterio like flying around in the city as he's like swinging through or something. Like they don't actually like do anything. They're just there.
That's what I'm hoping for with the Charlie Cox thing, because he plays a lawyer too. So maybe like in it, he needs to find a lawyer or something.
He's in New York too.
That's what I'm saying, because he's defending. Because remember, it ends with spoiler, Kelsey.
That makes sense now.
Because take it off. Thank you. It ends with him like his identity's out. So maybe
I thought he watched it.
He has not watched it, Kelsey.
He hasn't fucking watched this movie.
Didn't he watch a Spider-Man movie?
I don't even need to have my headphones on to know what was just that. He hasn't seen it, bro. Are you serious? Like he has not watched them.
That's exactly what happened. No, he hasn't watched. That's why I don't want to spoil it for it. He saw Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
I mean, which to his defense, the better one. Yeah, but yeah, you need to go watch it. But it ends with that cliffhanger. So I'm assuming he might be trying to lawyer up in some way, and then maybe Charlie Cox comes in as Daredevil.
Kelsey, this movie's not coming out this year. Spider-Man 3, obviously. And you always ask me what I want for my birthday. My birthday wish is to watch Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tom Holland. Don't be like, oh, he said 1 and 2 and watch the Tobey Maguire bullshit. Watch the Tom Holland first and second one. Full movie.
So credits then.
I'm surprised you guys didn't watch it when he was here.
Not the animated series.
No
animated series.
He said Tom Holland. It'd be funny if he looks up an animated series and he's like voicing one.
Until the video literally ends, that's when you can go to the next movie.
Just have him in a playlist so you'll know when it ends because the next one starts. Oh shit!
Do I need to watch the after credit scenes? Are there any?
Not really. Yeah. There are, but they don't. That cliffhanger's before the after credits, right?
I don't remember what the cliffhanger was.
I think
Kelsey, take off your was it post credits?
Take your helmet off.
Take your helmet off, Mandalorian. When Mysterio outs him as who his identity is, isn't it
I
before?
thought that was part of the movie
That's what I'm saying.
because he
It's
was
not
swinging with
post-credits.
MJ.
That's why I think it was after.
Okay, then just in case we can put it back.
You mean like after credits, like play credits for a little bit,
just-
then cut?
Yeah, just watch with the credits. So the after credits is probably important. Where we sound like
In both
crazy people.
movies.
We sound like crazy people. The first one is just a gag, though. It's like, what the... And it ends.
No, the first one had actual after credits.
Oh, okay. Okay, then...
Kelsey,
God, I
Kelsey,
don't
take it off.
remember what
Kelsey.
it was.
Okay.
Kelsey, take it off again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just watch both.
Take
We
it
can...
off.
No, I
I'm
need
gonna
to know
say
what it is. What is it?
When they hinted the Sinister Six. That's after credits.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh, facts. Those are facts. My bad. It's because they haven't done anything with that. So that's why I'm like, I don't remember anything. You're
Well,
good,
it
man.
was supposed to show up in Morbius.
Oh, and that's delayed. That's right.
Yeah.
You're good, man. Whenever you can. Okay, well, he'll get to it. You're good. Okay. I'm gonna
I'm pretty
suplex
sure
this.
he sees.
I think he knows. Anywho, we'll move on. Peaky Blinders is great. We're gonna keep it moving. Brian, I've been talking for way too long now. So Brian, give me a quick. You know you were playing with some babies on Friday.
So boom, right? For
Yeah.
the people who didn't buy 1.5 Gokus, you had to wait till Friday
Right here.
to fucking. You didn't buy. You didn't do that.
I
You had to wait
just
until
said.
Friday. You had to wait until Friday. Boom, Super Baby 2 out, right?
Wait, hold on. Wait, didn't
What
that
day
what
you
you
gotta wait
said?
until?
You said the people who didn't buy 1.5 Gokus. I didn't
Yeah,
buy
but
one
you
and a half
pissed me-
Gokus.
You put it up, and you're the reason there's so many Gokus. So
Oh,
I just
okay.
look at you, and I just get a little upset.
Okay.
So boom, he's out. Friday for people who didn't. Wednesday for the people who like buying Gokus.
Yeah.
Played them. I didn't lab them at all because friends were getting back into the game or whatever, so I just played against them. No labbing. Boy, does this character need labbing. So
He's difficult to play or
to optimize, he's weird.
oh, optimize.
And to optimize, you gotta actually practice him.
Does his square not work?
Alright, so it's weird. Not the auto combo, but
Yeah.
when you go into the air with him, things will drop if you don't do the auto combo part that keeps you floating with him.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of it is pressing square, but once you get busy with it,
Yeah.
all you're gonna see is a bunch of key blast spinnerooskies. You knock them down. His key blasts, when you shoot them out, if they miss, they come back.
Oh, so
So there's combos you want it to, depending on the character height, you have to do it differently. So you want them to miss and knock them down. So by the time that move's done, it comes back and hits them.
ooh, that's some crazy planning.
So to optimize it, it changes depending on the character's height. And then depends where you're on the screen too, because it always comes from the outside of the screen. So if you're in the corner, it's gonna hit quicker. If you vanish and accidentally did a key blast, there's times where they're gonna get hit by that and maybe fuck up your combo. So you gotta know this character in and out to be really good with them.
So when you say getting busy, that's implementing some triangles in there, right? That's square,
Yeah.
triangle, and then they're down, and then you wait for them to get back up.
Yeah, sure. That's what you gotta do.
Got it. All right, cool. I got it, Randall.
He's
Easy.
not like
Do you?
Roshi difficult.
Yeah, I got it.
He's not Roshi difficult, or different, I should say. Roshi different. But compared to everyone else, you're gonna have to actually try to learn this character.
I saw a video saying that they want Roshi nerfed.
Roshi got nerfed, technically.
No,
Oh,
she
you
got
did?
yerfed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noshi got nerfed. His assist, that was it. That's all they changed. But apparently people are saying, yo, it was actually a secret buff. I don't know. I don't play Roshi. I don't care. But that's what people are saying. So, yeah, Baby, he's not really a zoner, but the whole point is to bait you into doing something because he's going to be throwing shit at you and he's like, oh, I guess I can rush in. Comes back, you get hit, combo. He does big damage, and he's basically, if you have him on your team, you always have meter. If you don't have meter, I think you're just T-posing because there's no way you don't have meter with him on your team. His assists are good. One of them tracks. So C assists in that game always work like you do some kind of move and then they hit him from the ground and it's like a free combo starter kind of.
Oh.
But the problem with them, some characters have tracking ones, but the problem with them is C assists because of how useful they are. Longer cooldown before you can use it again.
Oof.
So they said, fuck that. Let's give him a tracking one that's a B assist and has regular cooldown time. But it's slow. So you have to like actually time it correctly, which is the hard part. But all in all, he's difficult. it's exciting to play a character that doesn't feel like a just Saiyan combo, and then boom, you got it.
Well, he's kind of singing.
His combos aren't really at all, but I know what you mean. He's technically, because it's Vegeta's body.
Yeah.
Anything else I wanted to
What
say?
about that new Goku?
Yeah.
No,
What'd he say?
the other half of the Goku in March probably.
There's
Because you
another
guys
Goku coming out?
Gogeta's the next character. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, remember Brian showed us that already. It was in that trailer at the end of it.
You just mute everything that I send to you guys.
Mute what you send.
Yeah, so you didn't get a notification or anything. You just like it shows up as blocked.
Wait, you said Gogeta or you mean Vegito?
Gogeta.
Super Saiyan.
There was
4.
no Super Saiyan for Gogeta.
Yes, there was.
When?
In GT. It wasn't canon.
They
then.
fused in GT?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bulma helped Vegeta go Super Saiyan 4.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then-
when she shot him with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the laser or whatever, and then Shenron was still kicking their ass, and then they were like, "Okay, let's do this," and then they fused, and then that's where it came from.
But
And
he's
it was-
already fused. He's already fused against Baby too. He went Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta against Baby as well.
I don't
That's
honestly remember that, but sounds familiar. It's been a long time since I've seen GT.
I saw GT once and I was like, never again.
Yep.
I thought it was. I thought in GT it was Vegito, not Gogeta.
Vegeta was Z, and then Gogeta was GT.
Yeah,
Vegeta was Blue
just
Saga.
Super Saiyan. Then when they merged the Super Saiyans with the
Pataras.
Yeah.
That one was still canon, and this one's not canon at all. No, I'm a liar. It is canon because of the Broly movie.
No, Super Saiyan 4
Muffins in
isn't.
chat goes, GT technically
Yeah.
doesn't exist. We just pretend that shit never happened. And in my head, I thought same thing with the original Witcher and Andromeda.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only 2 Witcher games.
Well, yeah, GT's not.
GT has its moments. The highlight of GT is that Baby saga. Everything else, if it didn't exist, I'm okay with it. But the Baby saga was the one that I liked.
Well, technically, it doesn't exist. It's not canon anymore.
No, it exists, but in its own bullshit.
I mean, tell that
Was,
to Akira Toriyama, who made it. He said it's not canon.
Exactly, it's not the canon timeline, but it exists in the side. Whatever, have fun with
That
the
means it doesn't
timeline.
exist, all right? Tell Godzilla who's getting
No.
busy, all right?
He told me that.
What happened,
Was
Kelsey?
Particle Man its own movie or was it part of GT? The guy that
Particle
like
Man?
phase shifts out of
Janimba?
huh?
Janimba?
Is that I honestly can't remember because I've only seen it like once or
I
twice.
thought Janemba was a
He's
movie.
purple and red. I'm gonna send you a picture of Janimba and you tell me if this is what you're talking about.
Okay.
Anywho, all right.
But Baby's
Baby,
fun.
that's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that was a movie. Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn.
Yeah, that was Janimba. Baby's fun. He kind of gives me another reason that's why I want to learn the game. I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of like burnt out on 16. It's probably because I played him since launch. But when I play him, I'm like, I don't know if it's because I finally feel the nerves. So I'm like, I've done this. You know what I mean?
Time for a new character.
Yeah. So I've been fucking around with. I kept Super Broly because that boy.
Out of principle.
That boy goes. He get bit. He's the
Do
guy
you
to
like
the
him
Dragon
more
Ball
than
fighters.
Vegeta as a character?
No.
I'm not talking about this. This has nothing to do with the game. This just talking about character.
No,
More.
it's still Vegeta. It's Vegeta, Broly, Super Boo, who's still not in the game. But let's get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
He's stronger.
He's ugly.
Got him.
I mean, we all know that Yamcha's the strongest character out of all of them.
That's why he decided to take a back seat and play some pelota. You know what I'm saying?
Followed very closely by Nappa.
Yo, Nappa was strong, bro.
Nappa got blindsided. Let's be real.
Yeah, he can get busy too. He was bald.
I'm liking Baby. I'm staying with Super Broly. I've just been playing around with another character. I was doing cooler for a bit. I wanted to learn Ginyu. That's kind of like the main objective, only because I like hitting random in fighting games, like just random, like I don't care.
Uh-huh.
And he's the closest I can get to that. Right?
Oh, okay.
And on paper, in my head, I was brain labbing it, and he has a lot of synergy with Baby. because Baby has ways to help him do combos into body swap.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, this will probably be fun. It's something new, but learning Baby and Ginyu was overwhelming. So I'm gonna learn Baby first and some other character, and if I'm not settled with this, I'll put Ginyu in there.
Oh, okay.
So that setup that you have for the body swap, if you happen to be playing somebody who's fighting with GT Goku, are you still gonna do that combo?
I'm gonna do it just so they don't have GT Goku. I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna sit there and they can kill my GT Goku. Another thing Super Baby has, if I kill someone on your team, I have a move where I summon them as an assist. The last person that's dead is the person I get to use as assist.
What mode? The mode that they have set as assist?
No, every button's a different assist. So the light version is their A assist, the medium's their B assist, their C. So I did this once against someone that was learning the game and bought GT Goku because they don't respect me. And then I just kept doing just the beam, laughing at them because they picked this idiot character. Now I can do it.
And they don't replace your assist, right?
No, it's an input. It's like down, down, and then whichever corresponding
That's
button. That's
insane. So you can have potentially 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And it gets broken, kind of, because depending on the character, the better that move's going to be. Base Goku has a move. One of his assists, I always said, there's 2 assists I wanted. They're from Marvel. And they're like, let's give them to Goku's, right? So Base Goku, I was
earned it.
This game doesn't have any meter building assists. They should give that to someone. And then they're like, with their cup on the wall,
yeah,
give Goku that. And so I'm not playing him, obviously. And I was like, Captain Corridor assist, Marvel 2. Big ass beam anti-air.
Yeah.
I like that assist. Someone should get that. Again, with the cup on the ear.
Oh, yeah.
UI Goku gets this.
There we go.
If you kill Base Goku, you have all his assists.
Yeah.
So if you do down, down, B, meter gain, there's no cooldown. Once they leave the screen, you can do the assist call again.
Oh, it's not timed?
No. So you can just make sure you have DP assist or whatever to keep them the fuck away from you. Keep calling Base Goku. You'll have full meter very quickly.
That's going to get nerfed. I'm assuming that's probably going to get nerfed. Like, it's probably going to be cooldown after a bit then.
That's the thing, though. So when he does that, it's not like down, down, B, they're in and he's just free to move. He does a stance and then they come out. Oh,
so you're vulnerable.
Yeah, you can't. When you're doing it, you're just G posed. The EX one, which is C, is a little quicker, but that's not where the
while you're G pose, can you call in your other assist?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
So you can have an assist to cover you, but if they're like level 3, then you're just gonna take all that damage.
So you mean if Anthony's there and he has enough meter? That's crazy.
And depending on the assist you have, your combos can be extended in certain ways. You just have to adapt to whoever you pulled. Because it's if I kill your first character and it's Nappa, I have Nappa's assist. If someone else dies after that, I don't have Nappa anymore. I have whoever the last person that died is.
Whoa!
So now you gotta realize, who did I kill? That's who you can call.
So if you're the last person on the team, you can still call that person.
Your team doesn't matter. If you only have Baby on your team and they have one person dead, you still have that one person. It's as long as Baby's alive, he controls the last dead person on their team, not your team.
Wow.
So if you're I was gonna say Whis, Beerus is what I meant. So if your Beerus dies, he can use it against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if whatever you're like, yo, I mean GT Goku Kid Buu UI. The more people you lose, he has that person now. So if you lose Kid Buu and they do a string into the assist, a string into your assist while you're calling their assist, you now have Kid Buu ball bullshit without having to commit to him on your team. Same thing with Roshi. Roshi, really hard to play, but really good assist. I can have Roshi's best assist without having to fucking learn the guy.
Now I want to see some tournament play with this guy in it. So I wonder how people are going to answer to that.
There's so much, and the thing about it is he has so many different combo routes he can do. So he's really interesting, but he's also really good. Every Ki Blast he does comes back. He has one that's down in Ki Blast where he does basically hidden missiles. but it's not it doesn't track. You have 3 distances. If you do down back, it's on you. If you do down, it's medium.
You should have let him believe that. It looked like he's gonna pick up the sticks.
Oh,
I didn't show you. There's a when they announced it. So when they announce these characters now, they have commentators going through and showcasing them. But since Roshi's been announced, Apology Man, the Marvel player, he's the one actually showing things with him. He did a combo. They do like a combo exhibition for giggles, see who won. His shit was like he had to be on an Adderall laced with like Red Bull. There was no way. He said he tried to do this combo for 4 hours.
Oh my god.
So there's definitely, you could do whatever you want with him. Finally, someone that's not linear in this game.
Yeah. He's very abstract.
Fun to play. Very weird, yeah. I'm enjoying him so far. I wanted to put a Vegeta on my team. And if I didn't like this one, I was going to commit to another one because I want to kind of do a team with my favorite character. So Broly, Vegeta. It's probably going to be him. I just got to learn a character that's kind of basic as my third so I don't get overwhelmed. Right now I'm doing Cooler because Cooler tried to...
He said he's bored of him.
Really?
Yeah, like I need a break from him because I played him.
Enough.
He doesn't what?
He doesn't
end it all enough.
I wasn't streaming, but I landed like 3 times in a sitting with my friends.
That sounds like clips to me, Brian. That's content.
But
I would play him just to see him pick people up and slam them on the ground.
I'd love to watch you stream him.
It's cool.
That's still like my favorite move.
Well, Randall, we would love to see that. You know?
Yeah, when you stream. When are you streaming?
What were you talking about, bro?
Your stream, that's what I was talking about?
No, you was talking about your team.
I played him since he came out in 2018. Now he wasn't in the beta. So, almost 3 years of just him. I've command grabbed every character in the game. I've grabbed them from the air. I put them in the gravel. I level 3'd them. I landed a bunch of just grabs and then they die. I've done it all with them. I want to see something different. I'm not saying I'm dropping him forever. Just a little break.
He's taking a break.
What does he say when he does that level 3?
Fuck, he's like he does the fucking anime pose.
Yeah.
And then what does he say?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't remember. I don't remember anymore.
I haven't seen you play him in too long. I don't remember either.
Yeah, I've been playing around with Cooler as my third because he tried to drown Goku in the movie, so I respect that.
So anyone who's done damage or wants to do damage to Goku is your main.
And he needs a big body. I like my big bodies.
Okay. Big Bang
Super
Little
Baby's
Bang.
kind of tall. Does well.
With a name like Super Baby 2, he better be a good character.
That's just fun to say.
It sounds like a goddamn movie.
Yeah. I enjoy it. Maybe cool if they
I don't like how they treat Vegeta, man.
Like in general in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like whenever he becomes like super powerful, it's because some parasite is absorbed him.
No,
it was with Majin Buu.
Yeah, but
and then now it's also with Baby.
Yeah, but that's in GT. That's not canon. Super, he got his own like power arc. He got stronger in his own way. By the end of the tournament,
Majin Buu wasn't a parasite. He was just like indoctrinated, kind of.
He was gifted power.
He was like just cursed essentially, but then he's like, nah, can't keep me down forever. He's like, Goten, I'm not your dad, but I want you to survive. I'm like him. Knocks him out. Whitney Houston's.
I thought you were gonna say I'm not your.
History.
I thought you were gonna say I'm not your dad, Piccolo, but I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, this is like I guess a shout out to a different podcast. The Giant Bombcast this week is doing their Game of the Year discussions. One of the categories is Best Dads, and you know how Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out? They have Goku as Kakarot and Piccolo as Best Dad. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Oh, Super Baby! So you're dropping 16 for Cooler, and now Baby's gonna be replacing
for Baby. And then when I'm comfortable with Baby, I might put Ginyu back in. I'm not committed on Cooler. It's just he tried to drown Goku. He's big body and he's pretty fun to play. So I was
gotcha.
Like, why not?
Why did you originally drop Frieza?
Because this game doesn't have actual zoning.
I didn't even know he played with Frieza.
He started off with Frieza.
My first team was 21.
Because he used to send people to the
The Shadow
Shit.
Realm.
Yeah,
The Shadow Realm, yes. I was like, Dark Zone is not the words that I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
my first team post launch was, I forget the order, but it was 21, Frieza, and 16. And Frieza's, the idea of zoning, the closest you can get to that is holding key blast with Z Broly. Because then you fly at him and he can just uppercut you or just command grab. So he's the only zoner in the game. I wanted to play Frieza, but they just want me to rush people down all day.
So Dragon Ball is. Anyway, all right. Kelsey,
What's up?
new expansion for Path of Exile came out. You and your brother binged the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So tell me, I have one question first, and you can go into the details here. I think I already asked you though. You hooked again, or is it like, oh, this is fun, but I'm still taking a break?
I mean, so far I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like I'm really liking the new endgame bosses. Like I said, the new Atlas stuff is really awesome. I kind of wish they would instance certain things, because like a lot of these leagues, it's only the primary person who's running the maps that get to actually experience the league itself for the most part.
You can't co-op. You can't co-op it at all.
No, you can, but so like this league is called Ritual League, and the way it works is there's like a ritual totem with a big circle around it. You kill a bunch of enemies inside of it, then you activate the totem, and it resummons a bunch of enemies that were killed near it as sacrifices, and then you you kill them, and then you get to buy stuff out of the totem. With tribute coins, and then you get tribute by killing the monsters, inside the thing.
Okay.
The thing is that it's the map leader's totem shop. So like if you and I went in it together, and even though we're doing the same thing, like we're running the map together, you don't get your like own instanced version of
the ritual item shop.
Right. So
that's weird. I wonder what technical thing stopped them from doing that.
I don't know, but they did something similar with what was it? The Harvest League, I think it was. Where like if you click the harvest in the maps, only the party leader could pick them up. The seeds. I mean, the party leader could pick them up and drop them for them, but it's like, why do they not get seeds? Why do they not get to do stuff?
I don't like that, because then you have to, like, at that point, fight to see who gets to progress in the league itself.
Yeah. They did change it some so that you could at least, what is it? So if Adam runs maps with me, because Adam really likes to run the delve content, and I really like doing like the end game mapping stuff. And so if he runs maps with me, he at least still gets credit for it. He doesn't necessarily get some of the end game stuff, like what is it? So to complete the Atlas, you have to summon the conquerors for each zone.
Okay.
And then you kill them and you get a little Atlas stone, and that increases the map levels and the difficulty and all this other stuff. So he at least gets completion credit for running the maps, but he would have to go back and run all of the maps again in order to summon the conquerors on his Atlas and get the stones.
Oh, that sucks.
Is it like the way that, I'm trying to remember which Souls game I played with Javi? I think it was Dark Souls 3, where like the co-op partner gets nothing, but they can help you with the mission. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
I thought that was a majority of the Souls games.
Well, I didn't play co-op with the other ones. I just did Dark Souls 3, I think. And like, he can join my instance, but he keeps none of it. He just like, it's like a check mark. We beat that area, and then it just moves, and then he leaves. But I don't know if it affected his save, if that makes sense, like that.
Right. So the way that the Dark Souls games work co-op, in order to summon the person, they have to be in that area. And which means that they either have to have gotten to that area or already have beaten that area and then gone back to the area to place their marker down. So if like you and I were running souls together, if we did the very first area, like if you summoned me in the very first area, we would do the very first area, and then when it's done, I would have to summon you, and you would have to help me beat the very first area as well, because it's not like a co-op game. You're summoning a helper to help you with that area.
Okay.
So, I mean, you still get like your souls and things. It's not like you just it's not like,
You don't progress
oh,
at all.
yeah, but so that there is some nice progression updates that they've done in PoE, but I still don't understand why it is that they don't offer things like to some extent I get it, because then you could have people that are like that are running all the maps, getting up to that point where the Conqueror gets summoned, and then they just invite a bunch of people in to help them get their watchdowns. Yeah, I get that. But I
Mhm.
mean, we'll spend like hours just running together.
Mhm.
Literally you just run it, and there's no reason really not to run together, because you get increased drops for like maps and currency and other items.
There's
It
more
also
people in the
makes
party.
yeah. And so, we progress a lot faster by running together, because the two of us, with the increase, we're clearing faster, we're moving more, we're getting more drops, we get to do more because we get more drops. But it is kind of annoying that like he was there from literally the beginning for running the maps and then summoning the Conqueror, but gets 0 credit for it.
That sucks. That really does suck.
Like I feel like there should be something that's like, oh, so he was here from map 1, or maybe it just translates. Maybe like, if he joins and the Conqueror summons, he doesn't get to do that, or like I guess there's also the fact that you can summon the Conqueror that the person's already beaten. Like if he's done the Frost Lady and I haven't, he's not going to get a stone for that one. But I feel like that should still be something easy. They can be like, does he have that? Yeah, okay, then he's not going to get one for this.
That could be saved locally. It could be saved on the server. Like it's by account
Yeah.
anyway. So that's why I'm like, I
So-
wonder what I don't know if it is a technical issue, or maybe that's just a design choice they thought was fine.
It's probably a design choice, because that's kind of the way it seems like that's the way it's been for a lot of leagues.
Okay.
At least that I can remember. Like I said, they've at least updated it so that, if you and I run the map together, you get a completion credit for running the map. You just don't get some of the extra stuff like the watchstones, the conquerors, and in this one, the end game boss, Maven, had you not summon her. You tell her to watch your run,
Mm-hmm.
and she makes a copy of the boss. And after you collect so many bosses, she'll give you a challenge token, and then you take the challenge token and you get to go to her realm and fight and do all this stuff. Well, he doesn't get credit for that. He doesn't get to do that, which means that if he wants to progress his Atlas with the Atlas passive tree, he has to go do that stuff himself. The only real benefit is that with all the mapping and things, I'm already collecting all the maps, and if he ever wants to run, I can just be like, here you go, and then it'll be a lot quicker, instead of having to like hopefully find maps, hopefully get enough to be able to do stuff. I can literally just hand him stuff and go, here you go have fun.
Yeah.
So
time savers. Oh, okay.
But I mean, all in all, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I really love GGG. They do. So they had an 11% or more player increase, and because of it, they started having some server problems and database problems.
Right.
And they the API for the trade side went down. People were constantly getting disconnected. There was like a whole bunch of problems that were going on with the launch. And they were like, and Chris Wilson, I think his name is, the head of GGG, came out and was like, hey guys, look, just want to give you a heads up. This is what's happening. We're working to fix it. We're getting new hardware. We're getting better hardware. We're increasing the amount of hardware we have. I know that there's a lot of you out there that are like in this world and technical and whatever. We don't need your help. We appreciate all of the suggestions and things, but we do know what we need to do, that kind of stuff. But we're hoping to have stuff up and running, here soon. And it's just been awesome. Like ever since Blizzard was like, don't you guys have phones? Like they've seen a massive player increase, which is awesome.
That's good on them.
And so and they come out with so much new content. Like every 3 to 6 months, overhaul new leagues, complete overhauls of how everything thing works. They do balances, and the game's completely free. You don't have to buy anything.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is gratis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
it's totally free. They make all of their money by selling in-game.
cosmetics.
Yeah, all the MTX is like skins for your character, armor,
Love
your
it.
hideout, portals, pets. Just stuff that doesn't make a difference. With how your character plays, it just looks cooler.
Right.
Personally, I think it's a little expensive. A lot of my stuff I get from watching Exile Con and getting a free drop of something. Like I have an armor set and some wings and a bunch of portals. Every league they have challenges where you get free MTX stuff for the
Yeah.
for completing challenges in the league. They give you a lot of options, and then you can play the same game, you can play the same skill every league, and it plays completely differently depending on the league.
Because they do different. They do actual rebalances.
Yeah, and like with the specters, I play specters, and I
Whoa.
get to like raise a dead army,
Commander
and they
Shepard.
Goons.
with new leagues, which means new specter types, new possibilities
types.
for specters.
That's cool.
It's just a lot of fun.
Dope. Well, good for them. Free to play game, getting a bunch of attention and player base is really good. So, and it seems like they're keeping afloat with the skins and stuff. So that's good.
Sadly, Path of Exile 2 has been delayed until 2022.
But if they're still doing leagues and stuff, I guess you guys will still be getting content anyway. It's just it won't be that major new one with the new. I think it's story DLC too, right? Like major story. For Path of Exile 2.
Yeah,
for
so like,
the second one.
The second one's a complete overhaul of everything.
Oh,
like
okay.
They're changing the way the gem system or the skill system works. They're changing the way sockets work. They're changing the like how everything's rendered. Like they're doing all this stuff inside the original game.
Yeah.
So that you can keep all of your MTX stuff, which I don't really understand, because if it's server side, they can just go, oh hey, he's got that, But it's probably because they only wanted one launcher, so that you can switch back and forth between the ones that you play.
Well, they're probably updating assets. If they're overhauling the rendering pipeline, it's probably for the rendering assets.
Yeah.
So like all of your skins are probably getting touched up a bit for whatever they're adding, and then it'll update. You said it's gonna be it's baked into the game, so you're just gonna get an update.
Yeah, you're just gonna get an update, and then you can choose which one, if you want to play the original story or the new story.
Oh, okay. So it might be that. It might be just assets are getting retouched.
Well, they're completely redoing how the rendering works. Like, so we're gonna have like better lighting, more realistic looking like grass and things. Like the areas are gonna look darker and deeper and richer.
Did they say if they're going Vulcan? Do you know?
Yes,
they are going Vulcan.
They have a Vulcan beta that you can use instead of DirectX 12.
And it has controller support, right?
I think so. Let me look.
This smells like some expansion going, guys. This sounds like this could be going to the cloud.
Well, I mean, they have it. I think you can play it on like the Xbox or something.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're absolutely right. You can't play on the Xbox, so it definitely it has controller support. New rendering engine, Vulcan. Vulcan plays nice with cloud software, cloud platforms. So you'll see it on Luna and on Stadia. Let's go.
Let me see if it says it in Steam. It does not say controller support in Steam.
Okay, then maybe it might be just proprietary for the Xbox then.
But they have remote play on tablets. Yeah, I don't see anything about controller support on Steam.
Okay, that's fine.
That's not to say that you couldn't necessarily do it, but I think the way that I think it's primarily dedicated to
Keyboard
mouse and keyboard
Mm-hmm.
on a computer.
KBM.
So
Cool. All right. Well, that's good news then. The expansion came out and everyone's loving it. Lit. And how long do these leagues last? A few months?
they vary. Most of them are about 3 months.
Okay.
They do have there's some leagues that last only 24 hours. Like they have
What
race
the
leagues.
hell? Oh, racing. Okay.
And one of the really awesome things is a lot of the big streamers, they do solo southbound hardcore, which means that so they have the way it works. You can do a trade league, which is you can actually talk and interact, or you can actually interact with other players and things, or you can do SSF, which is solo southbound, which means that you can't join another player, you can't trade with people, nothing. You literally that's your character. And then they
Okay.
play it on hardcore, which means that if your character dies, it goes back to the regular league, which really sucks.
Oh,
And
so you keep the character, but it just goes to a different league?
yeah, so it goes from the hardcore league to the standard league.
Because normally when I hear hardcore, it means deleted, as in your
Yeah.
character's done. Okay, at
That's
least
the
they let you
Diablo
keep it.
version anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm familiar with. At least they can let you keep the character though, so you can keep using it.
Yeah, your characters never go away unless you delete them. Like when a league ends, it just gets transferred to the standard league, and then you can, take all your crap and do whatever you want with it.
Cool.
But so this league, the solo, the big streamers had a $40,000 bet that whoever could hit, or whoever could kill the end game boss first would win it.
Nice. That sounds fun. Stressful but fun. And you only get one shot, right? It's not like you die, you have to start over again. You can still make it. If you die, you're out of the running.
No, I'm pretty sure if you die and if you die and then manage to catch back up, which some people are able to do, and then still win it, you were basically a god.
Okay, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So you basically lost then if you died.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who dies is usually out of the race, but that's not necessarily true. Simply because people die all the time. I mean, there's been people that are level 98 and then they're gone, and they have to start a whole new character.
No, so I would have been like, well, guys, thank you. Stream off. Oof. All right, cool. All right, let's move it on along here. And it's already available. Yeah, it came out Friday, you said. So yeah, Path of Exile, Echoes of the Atlas, already available. Free to play. All right, Brian. Actually, let me go to Randall real quick, because I don't know how long this is going to be. Console Wars, Randall. You're going to give us I liked it. Or you're going to give us some info here. Console Wars. What are you looking at me like I'm speaking German to you?
I don't remember what that is.
You put it on there.
I honestly don't remember what that is.
Oh my god.
Bryant is talking, but we can't hear him.
I muted myself. 1990, Sega started a gaming company, assembled a team to take on Nintendo. World's greatest video game company, a make-or-break conflict, pit brother against brother, Sonic against Mario, and American capitalism against Japanese tradition.
Yeah. That's when I came downstairs and I was talking to you. I think I was talking to you.
Yeah, about the Sega and play a Sony deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it was good.
Documentary
I thought
about...
it was a really good documentary. It's pretty much a documentary about the start and rise of Sega and how they took on Nintendo, who was already in the game.
Sometimes you try
was just destroying people.
I mean, what is it? David against Goliath, and this time Goliath won.
I wouldn't say it was clear cut like that, but
I would.
Why would you say that?
I mean, Sega was pretty huge there for a while, and then they decided to stop making consoles just to make games.
That's how Goliath won. It's over. You got bodied.
It was because of one man.
And that one man, I mean, that's fine. If your basketball team loses because of one man, your basketball team lost. You know what I'm saying? You got bodied.
You know that Goliath died, right?
I know that, and I'm saying in this story, Goliath wins.
So you're saying Sega won.
No, Nintendo was, because they were Goliath by birth. When Mario came, no one was going to stop that. You know what I'm saying? This is bias talking. I don't know if you guys are catching on here. Mario Master here? No one's catching on. Okay.
Got it.
So when he was born, there was nothing stopping Nintendo. Regardless of how small they were Goliath already. So when they went up against each other in Sega, Sonic didn't stand the fucking chance.
I didn't know
All right.
Sega
That's
was
not
American.
true at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not true at all.
I didn't know Sega was American.
They had two
two
headquarters. Well, they had a division in Japan and they had one in America.
But it's primarily a Japanese company.
Yeah. The top dog is Japanese.
Well, both Nintendo and Sega are both Japanese kind of companies.
Anywho,
That's what I thought. I didn't know there was like an American side to Sega. I thought it was just Japanese. But continue.
there's so that's pretty much what the documentary is about, is the rise of Sega and how they took on Nintendo, and they got to a point where like they was destroying Nintendo. They was taking all their customers and making a whole lot of money. And I found out some stuff about Nintendo that was crazy. Like they were like savages because they would threaten retailers, whoever had their stuff in their stores. They would threaten them and be like, "You can't sell any other games but Nintendo." And because Nintendo was hot at the time, this is like before Sega showed up. They had no choice. If they wanted their business to make money and everybody wants a Nintendo, then gotta listen to them. So they literally said like retailers were actually afraid. It was like a lot of companies was actually afraid of Nintendo because they were going around bullying people. Because I mean, I guess they were in a position where they could, because they didn't really have any competition.
Yep.
But then when Sega showed up, that changed, and they literally showed like examples of like events where both of them was there, and they just pretty much took all of like the customers and went to Sega.
Sega
also
Yeah.
fucked up with their Sega CD. So they had, what was it? It was Sega CD, and then they released the Sega Saturn. And the Saturn took off, but the CD was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
Sega to sabotage itself, to be honest with you.
And then the Dreamcast.
They were doing really good, but what happened was the owner, he had gripes with the guy who was running the American division. So they had like a platform that they were doing in America, which was doing really well. It was working very well. They was making a lot of money. It was catching fire. But in Japan, it wasn't doing so good. And for whatever reason, they kept a split. Rather than them working together, they kept a split. They had like the American division and they had the Japanese division. And I don't know why, because they didn't really go in depth into it, but the owner had like a problem with the American division. So whenever they would try to come up with new business ideas and plans, especially like they had, which I did not know, they actually had a plan that they were going to work with Sony. They were going to merge with Sony and work on a new platform. But this dude didn't want to do it, and that was like the downfall of Sega, because at the time Nintendo was they who were they working with? It was some other company, I forget the name of the company, when they came out with I think it was it Super Nintendo? I think it was when they went to the 64. They worked with some company, and that's when they came out with 64. And then like Sega didn't really have anything to compete against that. So
Sega. I'll never forget that. But for me, it's gonna be Nintendo 1,000 million miles ahead of Sega. They don't got the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mario, Link, Super Metroid, like they got the games. Sega got what? Sonic? I don't remember anything but Sonic from Sega.
Dreams?
X-Men, Gunstar Heroes. That I had tons of shit for for Sega.
Oh, isn't that what you had? It's what was popping.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say what's still popping because Nintendo's still making stuff.
Yeah, like though, like I said, when the Triforce of games, which is what Zelda, obviously Mario,
It's Mario, Zelda, Metroid is like their trifecta, and Kirby. I guess it's a four.
and
it's
Kirby,
a square.
and they had the games, and that's what's gonna survive because they can put the games in and you should play on whatever platform. All I knew about then was Sonic and Pac-Man. I didn't even know that was Pac-Man was a Sega exclusive. I thought Pac-Man was on Super Nintendo too.
I mean, yeah, Nintendo during that specific time, Nintendo was killing the exclusivity.
You got it.
But they, as far as like other games, like from third parties, they always said that the games were better on Sega.
But I mean, to this day, that's still the case. Their exclusive sells their consoles because they have the games. There's no need to put it on anything else because that will sell their platform. That when Nintendo was born, they were like, we're gonna do our own thing, and they continue to this. They do their own thing.
Nintendo kind of fucked up. I'm pretty sure they're the reason Sony makes consoles. Because they try to partner with Sony to make a new console, and then near the end, they're like, nah. And then they made the N64. I think that's what it was. And then Sony's like, well, what do we do with this? And then the PS1
was born. And then since PS1 or PS2, they took a page out of Nintendo's book. We're going to make exclusives. That's what's going to sell. Look at 2021, 2020, and 2019. What's been selling PS4 hardware? Those damn exclusives. God of War, Last of Us, Uncharted, Horizon. Doesn't matter what other games play. If it plays well on PC or whatever, that's what's gonna sell. You got the games.
I don't know. I like the way Xbox or Microsoft's doing it with Phil Spencer's wet ass lips. He's like, let's put our game on as many platforms as possible, and I think that's better off. But I don't own either company, so what do I know?
But that was also pushed because they're the losing team. PS4 was outselling them. I don't know what the ratio was, but they needed to do something. So they're like, hey, we own the PC. We pretty much, every PC that Steam runs on, we have a store there. We can just sell our games on there. No shit. You should have been doing that.
That's why I don't understand exclusives. Like, why would you literally cut your market in half?
Well, for Nintendo's and Sony's
isn't it just a ploy to get them to buy the console?
Exactly. They do it so the game is so damn good, you got to buy the console. And everyone here has a Switch for Smash Brothers. Right or wrong?
No, I don't.
Well, not you, because you don't play games. But me,
Wow,
Kelsey, and Brian.
Really?
I didn't buy it exclusively for Smash Brothers.
But what did you buy with the Switch?
I think it was Mario Kart.
Fucking lie to me. Oh, another exclusive.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what sells. That's why the exclusivity exists. It sucks for us. It's really good for them.
It's also why they never put their games on sale. Like they don't put their game, like years later, the game is still full price because people still buy it.
Their sale is literally from $60 to $45.
Yep, it was funny. I think it was tail end of last year because I still follow Cheap Ass Gamer and Wario 64. It's like, oh, sale on Breath of the Wild, $45, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Even when the second one comes out, that'll still be the case. It might go into like a greatest hits thing and go down to like $30, but Nintendo knows, man. They've been doing it for years. And Sony, with the last gen, they were doing it. They were like, oh, let's take a page out of Nintendo's book and did the same thing. And PS4 sold like hotcakes, bro.
At least they started porting some stuff, though.
Yeah, but years after. So I'm like, I don't care. I mean, for the patient people, awesome. For the people who like Kelsey who waited for Horizon, that's awesome because he gets to run it on a better platform, with a more beefier platform, and he gets to like enjoy it and better pizza. So like that's always a good thing.
Seriously, the only reason I bought a PS5 was so that she could play Harry Potter. Like that is the majority of the reason, and but it doesn't mean that I'm not.
Is it the only or the majority? Which one? It can't be both.
Well, yeah, if it's the only one, that's the majority, Randall.
That's
majority. I'm not going to even get into this. Go ahead.
Literally the only reason I bought it was for her. Like the fact that I get to use it just means that I
no. We're gonna get into this. If it's only one fucking thing, Randall, that is the majority because there's one thing.
Majority indicates that there is more than one option, or there's more than one.
Majority
thing.
means most. That's what majority.
Most of something.
Of reason.
Meaning that there is something else.
Most of reason.
It doesn't mean that there's only one thing.
Did he not say most of reason? Majority of the reasons?
The majority of which means that there's another reason. If you say there's a majority of something, then there's another percentage that represent that's not part of the majority.
And it's equal to none, which means that one is the one, which is the majority.
It's not how English works.
I don't need English. I need math. And math is there's one. That means that is the major one because there's only one.
All right.
And I don't want you making a single PC. All right. You're gonna give
This
me
has
one
nothing to
fucking
do with
fan
PCs.
and half a CPU.
This has to do with the English language.
We're not talking English. We're talking numbers.
How are we talking about numbers? We're talking about English.
Because numbers is part of English. Because English is numbers.
Oh my
okay.
God. Okay.
Actually,
wake up.
So
Huh?
numbers are universal.
Brenda doesn't know that. He's gonna give me a fourth of a fucking CPU and then throw it in where my fan goes. The heck?
Okay.
Now that I got that out of the way, go ahead, man.
I mean, like seriously, if they had released everything on PlayStation on the computer, I would just literally buy it all on the computer. Like I have no reason to actually own the PS5 other than so that she can play the Harry Potter game. But because they don't, I'm at least gonna utilize it, play the games that I didn't get to before because I didn't own a PS4.
I didn't have any stake in this, so I just Googled majority. So in a simple majority, it has to be 3 or more choices for it to be considered the simple majority. In an absolute majority, as long as whatever option is greater than 50%, it's considered the absolute majority. So technically, if there's only one option, that means that is above 50%.
Because that's 100%, Randall. 100 is greater than 50, by the way.
That's not what he just read.
That is what he just read.
Excuse me?
Read the last one that you read. Not the simple one, but the other definition.
The absolute.
The
While
absolute.
an absolute majority would still be 50%, would be greater than 50%. It doesn't matter how many choices. It's just as long as whatever the choice is greater than 50%, apparently.
Which, if there's only one, that is the majority.
Okay, if you say so.
No, Randall, I need any further questions.
It said choices.
Any further
That
questions?
was no.
It
The one that
said choices.
The one that said choices was the simple majority. If there are 3 or more choices, then one with the most votes counts as the simple majority. But absolute doesn't matter how many choices, apparently.
And you're going to sit there and call me simple? No. So we're talking about absolute.
Oh.
Any other further questions?
Of course, you would pick the definition that fits your argument.
The one that I told you before he had to look it up?
You didn't say that.
I didn't.
It's the
All right.
definition of majority. Like it's not. He's not picking and choosing. Like he gave you 2 different versions. One is
So how come you pick one over the other? It's based on what?
Math.
Yeah.
What is it? How does that make sense?
Well, I think
Because there's not 3 choices. There's only one choice, which is the major majority, which is the majority.
The major majority?
Yeah. A simple majority, if you wanted to break it down, a simple majority, if you wanted to break it down according to that definition, there has to be at least 3 choices.
And you might rule Gotham at night. I got this, though. All right. When there's evildoers, I call you. Okay, so you can beat them up.
Say so.
But this is my turf now. All right.
If you say so.
I had no stake in either. I didn't care about the conversation. I just Googled it so we can just move on.
You did Google it when I told you the definition. That's Googling it.
Oh, idiot.
What are we talking about before Brian cut us off? Oh,
one reason he got the console, not because Final Fantasy.
Did you start it? Final Fantasy 7? Kelsey?
Me?
Yeah. The remake?
I mean, I played the demo, but I haven't
Gotcha.
played the game.
So I know you said you bought it because it was on
literally,
sale.
I'm in the middle of like
6
5
different
things.
games.
Like I finished Valhalla and Mass Effect 3 at the same time, basically. And I'm just like, I'm really kind of burnt I didn't want to do anything for a while there, and then I was playing God of War at the same time, and then I was like, well, I mean, I kind of want to play something else, kind of want to do anything, and then I started up Bloodborne, and got a lot of good feedback from that. So I've been trying to primarily play that whenever I stream, and then Path of Exile came out, and a bunch of people that we haven't played with in a while decided to play, and so I was like, well, I'll play that.
Oh, he's jumping, dude. He's over here at the buffet line just playing all sorts of stuff.
But I have just on the PlayStation, I have
God of
to
War.
play. I have God of War, Final Fantasy VII, Bloodborne, Ghost of Tsushima, and I think that's it. I feel like there was something else.
You should be playing God.
Oh, Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Oh, the remake. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I need to stream that again. I just keep not doing that.
Not doing it. I don't know what you were gonna say, but just not doing it is your answer.
That was my answer.
I saw you browsing for excuses, but it's not doing it.
No, I was building up the tension. I was like, oh, what is he gonna say?
Anyway.
If there was a question to me, I was reading chat and I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Hey, no one wants to be here. Brian's Googling more things. You're chatting. Randall's looking at Instagram again.
I'm in his chat. I'm in Kelsey's chat right now.
So
Yeah, I
console
also
wars.
have Cyberpunk downloaded and installed, but I haven't started playing it because I'm
Wait till
kind of just
January.
waiting for them to just finish it.
That's what I'm saying. Wait till either after the patch this month, or if you want to be for real secure, wait till February.
I was probably gonna wait till March because there's supposed to be there was supposed to be a major patch like the beginning weeks of January, which apparently it's gonna be the end of January. And then they were like, oh, and then there's gonna be another major patch at the beginning of February,
Aren't we at
which
the
now
end
it
of-
looks like it's gonna be the end of February. So I'm just like, I'm just
halfway.
gonna wait till March, let them clean up everything, do all their thing. That way I'm not just walking into a bad game, because like I've already done that with what was it? Forget which one. Actually, I think I dodged a lot of the ones that were like, holy shit, what are they doing?
So it's not that the game's bad. Like, the bugs don't make the game bad. My complaints usually come from not even including the bugs. So, like, their narrative choices and things, and things like that. The bugs will be there probably even after February or March. But the way they wrote the game and things like that are the ones I'm, like, underwhelmed about.
Yeah. I've also seen like a lot of stuff on Reddit, whatever, where they're comparing like their original, and I think you guys have talked about it too, where they compare like the original release of in-game footage where there's like tons of people walking around, and then like you play the game and there's like, oh, there's Dave. Oh, there's Dave as well, like.
Well, there is, in their defense, there's a ton of people walking around, but it's the same people walking around.
Yeah.
Well, they said that the first thing they showed was faked. The first gameplay was not actual gameplay.
No.
There's more shit that's coming out about them.
They're they're like 2 class action lawsuits in, some other stuff going on. They got their own problems, and I got games to play. So good luck. I'll get back to it.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to dive in a game and you're upset about Cyberpunk, you have 2 Witcher games that you can just start right now, and then you'll get what you want out of Cyberpunk. Minus obviously the setting theme.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
If you want to get lost in the world and you want your character to be you, you can customize. You can customize Geralt. You can change his beard and his hair and the neck tattoo if you want to get rid of it or not. But yeah, Cyberpunk was great. The gameplay I liked about it. Riven, I liked Cyberpunk's gameplay, but narrative was not for me.
Yeah.
Well,
CD Projekt Red really dropped the ball with this. Like, I mean, if they, like, I think I read somewhere, or maybe you guys mentioned it, that they didn't actually start working on the game really until like 2015. So it hasn't actually been, 8 or 9 years since they started working on it, other than like maybe some design stuff. But I mean, they, especially with COVID and when they decided to release, they should have just been like, guys, like once it hit, was it March or April last year? And they were like, we're going to delay it until September. It's like, no, dude, you should literally just delay it another year. And if shit goes correctly, then you can really just release it early and make everybody happy. Like that's the way you should do it. Like because they were fighting, they should never have done it with the launch of was it with the launch of the new consoles and things, and
Well,
then
they should have done it with the new consoles, like axe the old generation and release it only on the new gen.
But that's what I mean. I was getting to that, but they should never have like released it the same time as the new consoles were coming out because like
Gotcha.
they were fighting. They had like already built a whole bunch of it for the PS4, but then like the new consoles were coming out, and then they were like, well, we should probably start working towards that. But then with all the poachers and things, nobody could get it, and so everybody was still buying it on the PS4 and being like, what the fuck is this? And not to mention they kept delaying it by like a month or something. And it's like, no, just say it. Just we're gonna go another year, and then that's it. Like you would be a lot better off releasing a game that is perfected without bugs or with like the quality that your fans and things are expecting, especially with the Witcher series, instead of whatever this abomination seems to be. Because now they're trying to backpedal and they've lost a lot of credibility, and they're their fans are upset. People have like been like, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm not even going to do anything with CD Projekt Red anymore. Like it's just ridiculous.
It's funny that the narrative of anything I like goes under is getting pushed further and further to consistency now. Because if you think about it, Lab Zero Games, Skullgirls people, went under because of Mike Z, all that drama. I was praising left and right CD Projekt Red with the two Witcher games and Gwen.
Gwen.
Under fire now too. I love Capcom.
He just stares intently at the camera. Anyway.
I don't know. I'm really just kind of tired of. I mean, I guess you could consider them a fairly large studio at this point with everything that they've done.
Yes.
But I'm just really tired of one of two things happening. Either the game gets released and it looks pretty, but there's nothing to do, or it's so fucking buggy or broken or something that it's like you can't even play it. I could probably list off 10 different games in the last couple of years that have been released that you're just like, yeah, that was fucked up. Fallout 76, Anthem, Destiny 2.
Destiny 2 was playable.
Destiny 2 was playable, but there was no content.
I thought you were saying you're gonna list off games that were buggy.
That just weren't playable.
Yeah, I'm like, Destiny 2 was definitely playable. It's just that you were playing was okay.
So, I mean, there's so many that have just been released. Like, just don't want to do it anymore. Like, I'm tired of pre-ordering games only to find out that there's either no content or the game's garbage from start.
Only one game I've regretted so far. That's Paper Mario.
It's not true. Hades.
You mean the game I bought 3 times?
Yeah, I'm about to say, is he joking right now? The one and only Hades?
Yeah, I pre-ordered Cyberpunk. I still don't regret it because the gameplay itself is making me excited for when I do my second playthrough. Not the narrative. Again, I'm hammering down on that.
There we go.
The chance that they watch this, like, you know what? We're gonna step it up in the DLC. We're gonna update the graphics on level 3.
Oh snap! Now we're gonna have ray tracing.
Are you gonna wait for the patch?
I'm waiting until like the February one to do the second playthrough.
Nice. So Console Wars, good documentary.
I thought it was good.
He didn't even remember it. Who said that?
I don't know who said that, but they savage. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. Let's wrap this thing up. Call of Duty. Yeah, you heard right. You're like, oh, more talk about Call of Duty. I never play. Let me just preface it by I don't play zombies at all. So for this one to have a zombies mode, that's what we're going to be talking about. Me and Brian played it last weekend for the first time, I think it was. The week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks ago.
And we had a fucking time, a blast. It was fun. For those, I guess, a primer here. For zombies, it's a group of 4 people. You get sent into an island with a little area, and you get to explore the map by killing zombies that give you currency. and use the currency to open doors, latches, clear obstructions to different areas within the map, all while still killing zombies. You can get up new weapons, find places to drink soda that give you buffs.
I really like the ability that you used a lot where you could lay down.
Oh, I love that. That's basically that one. Yo, Randall, this is a new one. This one's called "Help Me." All right, it's a button on there, right? So I was running, right, and I was a controller, and then I hit fire my gun. When I ran out of ammo, I have this cool move where I'm like on the ground going, "Help me," because I'm down. So my teammates need to sacrifice their lives to come get me.
It was so bad at one point, I think Chris just was like, "Fuck it, I'm out," and just rage quit.
Yeah, he had to go because of like he had to go to work, but he left.
I like
Brian
the rage quit thought better.
Hey, that's your story. You can stick to it. I'm letting the people know the official story, the majority of the story. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting that go on. Rather, like you don't want to play that game with me, bro. All right?
You're wrong.
You don't want to play that game with
wrong. Me. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Okay, that game you're gonna lose each time. It's gonna be Miguel all over again. Okay.
All right.
I figured I was waiting for it.
And you should let him play, but only if he streams.
He won't play. I don't know. What are we talking about? Me dying over and over. Yeah, that had a bad round. Don't ever. I'm gonna stick with this. Is gonna be my what is it? My hill. Don't ever do sniper rifles. I want to see a person run through that game with just sniper rifles, and see how they do it. Because there's no way.
Pussy.
It sometimes penetrates zombies, and if it does, it doesn't do the all the damage. And you have, I guess the Pellington. I don't know the other snipers because I only use that first one. It's fire. No, and you had like 5 bullets unless you put the Pack-a-Punch. Pack-a-Punch is another item that you can, or like a machine you can put in money to upgrade your weapon to scale the damage. Because as more and more waves are completed, the more difficult the zombies get. They do more damage, they have more health. So you want better pizza. And you want to make sure you upgrade your weapons. So they do more damage to scale with the scaling of the enemy's health. Not more so about their damage, but more so of their health. Anywho, I think after that first week me and Brian were playing it, we were discovering more and more and Googling more Easter eggs and guns you can unlock and how to unlock different things and how to try to get there while fighting zombies, because there's no like rest period. Like it's not, oh, you clear a wave and then everyone goes, oh, I'm ready for the next one, and then you do it. Everything's always happening. So if you're trying to get to like a secret area, you have to get through there while still fighting zombies that are spawning, maybe a mini boss or whatever. It gets hectic and it stays hectic. The first like a few rounds, it's like, okay, we get into the groove of things, and then after like wave 7 or something, that's when it's just nonstop, just killing stuff, using your cash to do trials that you can earn more rewards, or go upgrade your weapon again, or use the resources they drop to craft like the kill streaks that you would get in multiplayer, like chopper gunners and stuff like that. And then Javi says hold the last zombie strat, which is another strategy. Like you keep that last one alive and then have it chase one guy while someone else does whatever they need to do. But that can only get you so far, because for the beginning part anyway, everything costs money, and you only get money by killing the zombies for the most part. So I guess once you get the power pack, or not the power pack, the Pack-a-Punch, I don't think anything else really costs that much, right? Oh no,
ammo for Pack-a-Punch guns.
Yeah, that's true. And then so I guess it wouldn't work on that either.
Too.
Say,
but that's not money. That's resources.
And you get that from zombies as well. So I don't know. We've played it co-op. We played it with a full set of people as well, with Chris and Eman carrying us. Mostly Chris carrying us, but
I was holding my own until you fucking jinxed me, you bitch.
He wants to play this game with me too.
What game?
I don't know, but you and Brian think you can play this game with me and think you can come out unscathed. Like, all right? Chris was carrying, period. All right? There's no you holding your own. No. Carried. Hard carry. Period.
So you're saying he wasn't holding his own?
It doesn't matter. None of that matter. He was getting carried. He was doing way better than me, but he was still getting carried.
Like, as soon as they heard, help me, they've been like, I guess we're playing a team member down this round.
No, there were cases where that would happen. I'm like, don't bother coming to get me because I'm in the middle of whatever shitstorm that I'm in, and they would die if they would come after me. So I'm like, yo, just play your stuff.
Wait, it's like, well, I'm down. I have a knife. I didn't buy a gun yet because playing a knife's fun. And I look over and I see paparazzi following him. Yeah, I was leveling my knife, and I see just paparazzi on Anthony. I'm not gonna do that.
Paparazzi.
Yeah.
I guess I get that. We reminded about the leveling. Something that we enjoyed as well. We level up your account and your weapons within zombies that you can use throughout any of the modes in the game. So we maxed our level. I think we hit 55, right?
No, I'm 54. I don't know about you.
Yeah, we pretty much maxed our account. We haven't even done a lick of multiplayer yet, and that carries over.
Apparently, that's it.
And we've maxed some of the weapons that we can use. So now when we go into multiplayer, we have all the attachments to get our loadouts and stuff. I like that it's all... You're progressing throughout the entire game instead of just the mode. And there's also like skins and reticles you can get from your like weapons and skins that you can get per mode that you can still use throughout anywhere in the Call of Duty package, I guess. It was fun. I don't know what else, Brian, if you have any other thought. If I missed anything, like it was just fun. Like playing this, I'm excited for Back 4 Blood now, but even more so.
I never really gave a shit about zombies in the other games because I felt like the progression and stuff. It was just for that mode and that mode only. And prior to that, I didn't really do any of the Easter eggs. I didn't really know there were like that many objectives to do within zombies.
Right.
This one you get to level your guns and have to deal with like idiot fucking kill streaks. You're just being spawned in a gun. Just some kind of weird thing is gonna kill you. To the point where they're not even playing. It's the kill streak playing itself, I guess. You have to deal with that, which was fun. You can level your guns without dealing with other people like that, so that's fun. And yeah, finding out the bits you can do in zombies was it's fun. Overall, I enjoyed it. They're adding a new map soon, so I'm looking forward to that.
Same. I'm not even a huge this is the first time I actually delve into playing zombies this deep, I guess. So like I'm excited for this next zombie map. I never thought I would fucking say that out loud, but
yeah, it was cool too. Like I don't know, having like builds that were zombie specific, so some guns are better because more. There was meta there, kind of.
I don't know. For me, it was just a vibe. Like we're just chilling, shooting some dumb zombies. We don't worry about them doing some. Okay, they did some stupid shit, but it's not like multiplayer stupid shit where it's like you can't even play. You know.
It's one thing that annoyed me. So you see the distance between Randall and Anthony right now? Imagine Randall's shoulder is a claw meleeing you. That would happen and Anthony gets hit. That's what happened to me in zombies. They will be like, there's enough room for 2 bayoneted snipers, and it's like, you got hit, dude. And then the other thing is, there's people that look like Dalsum, how thin they are, yet they cover a whole hallway. You can't walk by them. What?
I did enjoy watching a lot of Anthony's whiffs. We got a really good clip of one.
Wait, I didn't review the one did you put that you said I whiffed? There's no way I whiffed that. Like the cursor was on it. It wasn't?
You whiffed like it. I'm trying to think. I think the zombie's arm went like this, and your thing went like right here.
Fuck off. I was so mad. Like he was close enough where I'm like, there's no way that bullet could have gone anywhere but through his body.
No, I think if you hadn't zoomed in, you would have hit.
Like a hip fire? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I need to look up, that's what I forgot to look up, is if anyone played that mode with just sniper rifle by themselves. Because it's not viable. I can't see it being viable. With the Pellington anyway. I don't know the other 2 snipers. There's just so much zombies getting thrown at you, there's no way.
Yeah. It's not it doesn't fire quick enough. Like with the bullet penetration, depending on how many it'll go through, like a lot of the professional zombie players, what they do is they get everything to like follow them in a circle and then they'll turn and shoot once in a while.
Yeah.
Depending on the penetration, if you're upgrading just that, you might be able to just get like some headshots and kill 3 or 4 zombies at a time, and then that would work. But
My build was not that, so I was struggling for those. And then it didn't even count the kills for my challenge. And I'm like, done. Not doing snipers, dude.
yeah, I thought that was really shitty because
In that round, I got a challenge that said you've killed 1,000. I'm like, lit. I definitely got it. We died or we finished it, and I checked the daily challenge. It's like, oh, you got 111. How do I get a credit for 1,000 of them and only still get 111 on this challenge? Randall, I'm asking you. You need to have the answer.
I have no idea.
That's not good enough, all right? Go back to Activision and tell them I'm not a happy camper. Okay. We'll wait for you. You driving or are you flying?
Where's
he's
Activision?
gonna drive his Bugatti.
Yeah.
I would never have a Bugatti.
He doesn't like the Bugattis.
I like the back.
He wouldn't have a Bugatti because he has multiple.
No, he doesn't like the Bugatti car.
But he said a Bugatti.
Okay. He would have an Aston Martin.
If I'm
He
gonna have
calls
that much
Bugatti
money,
whatever.
a Gera.
Oh, I thought you said you liked the the DB9 or something.
Well, he's talking about $1 million sports cars.
I thought they had like a very expensive Aston Martin. I thought they had
Not
one.
$1 million.
No? Oh. Never mind then. I don't know anything about cars, so besides it gets me from point A to point B. Until I can teleport one day. Dude, look at Brian writing his fucking essay for his teacher, Mrs. Davis.
I think so apparently there's an N7 watch that's being produced, and there's only like 300 of them, and they're still in production. So there's a chance that if he works the street corner hard enough,
Wait,
he can afford one.
how much is the watch?
$250.
Made by who?
BioWare. Or whoever, I don't know who they have making it, but
Yeah, but it comes. It's similar to his
case?
to his tower, where it has like it comes with an inscription on the back that says whatever number of 300,
Mhm.
BioWare, Electronic Arts, and a bunch of other stuff.
That does look slick though. I like it.
I closed the tab because I don't.
You don't want the temptation?
Because if I have it open, I'm going to click add the cart, and then I'm going to put my payment information.
Yeah, facts. Okay. That looks pretty neat though. All right. I guess reviewing zombies for Black Ops Cold War. If this is a review from a person who doesn't play zombies, I fucking loved it. Like I can't wait to just like this. It's a vibe. Like it's just what are we doing on a weekend or something? Whatever. We can just shoot some zombies, level up some weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Have some fun times.
I've had like no drive to play anything that requires me thinking. So this was like this right down the aisle that I needed it to be.
That hit the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, I can Demon Souls. Let's play some Apex.
No, but Apex, you gotta think, dude. Like I've played some Apex.
I don't.
Oh,
These clips. If you watch my archive, we land and I boxed people to death.
Okay, so you're just okay. You're not.
That's kind of how I'm playing Path of Exile. Like at a certain, like story wise, you could just fucking blindly run through that. The end game, you spend a little bit of time like getting some gear, and then it's just you throw the map in, you run the fucking map. Like I don't even pay attention half the time. I'm just like
autopilot.
Yeah, I'm just like zoned out, staring at the screen, just going, okay. I'm usually just talking to whoever's
in Discord.
Yeah.
You can't up the difficulty, so you have to like pay attention. Or is it just
the difficulty is completing maps and doing higher level maps.
Okay.
Like,
you haven't reached a map level that you have to like, okay, I'm sweat. You're like pro gamer sweating now.
There's been a couple that I've like. So you can add. They have these things called alchemy orbs, and it turns a normal map into a rare map, and gives it a whole bunch of modifiers. And you have to kind of sometimes pay attention to the modifiers depending on your build. And then at a certain point, it can make it a lot harder depending on the map level or the map tier and all of the map mods.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I haven't really done anything.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's it. All right. That's it. That's our consumption. We like most of the stuff we saw. for the most part. And zombies, get it. Peaky Blinders, get it. Ted Lasso, get it. WandaVision, a rough start for me, but get it. Because, it's still only 2 episodes, so go watch it. It's like an hour, so.
Or wait like I'm doing.
Or wait, yeah, until the whole thing's out. But what else? Super Baby 2, it's a good movie. Star
Good
Wars
character.
news was fantastic. It got me hype. And then Console Wars, after Randall remembered, it's good. Releases this week. All I got on here is Hitman 3. Hitman 3 comes out, I think, in 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. And for people who own Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, all those maps are being transferred over to Hitman 3. So you can get, if you want, you can just load up Hitman 3. It should download all the maps, and you can play everything from one game. So that's a really cool thing. I don't know if they remastered it or increased the lighting in all those maps or not. I don't know that technicality, but I know you can just play all the maps from
Is
there.
there a story
Yes.
between all 3?
Yes.
And that story is going to be available on this one for all 3?
If you own Hitman 1 and 2, it'll be automatically in Hitman 3. But if you don't own Hitman 1 and 2, you only get Hitman 3 stuff if you buy Hitman 3. That makes
I
sense?
thought
basically-
after they rebooted Hitman, it's just been scenario missions, basically.
Yeah, but there's an overarching arc, if I'm not mistaken, for all of them. Like, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought that stopped with Blood Money.
Again,
I don't know.
Then fact
I don't
check
know.
me somebody, but I'm pretty sure there's a story that goes through all of it. But I could be wrong.
So if you don't own the previous 2, you can't download
The maps in 3, no, because you don't own it. Is that making sense or no?
So I have to buy them and then download them?
No.
No, I'm talking about I would have to buy Hitman 1 and 2 and then be able to download it into the third one?
Yes. Like, you need to own the first 2 games so that it knows, oh, you own the first 2 games, so here's the maps from those. So you don't have to download Hitman 1, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3. You just download Hitman 3, and it's going to be nicely tucked in one package. All three of the maps, Hitman 1's maps, Hitman 2's maps, and Hitman 3's maps, all in under Hitman 3 is only like 100 gigs.
They should allow you to just be able to buy it from the third one.
Oh, you might be able to.
And
Is that
just
what you're
download
asking?
it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't loaded and launched the game.
It seems like unnecessary or an extra step to be like, well, I never got a chance to play the first 2 games, but I'm interested. But here's the third one. So you're telling me I have to physically buy the first 2 games so that I can play it on the third one?
I think it has to be digital. That way it knows.
Well, I mean, when I say physically, I mean like I'm actually buying that game.
Oh, okay.
So I have to buy the first 2 games in order to play it on the third one. It would be nice if it is an option where I buy the third one and I can just buy the first 2 games and just download it into.
I can't answer that question. I don't know about that. I just know that
And
you can't.
how do they know that you have to?
It'll probably be tied to your account. Like if you buy it on Steam.
But
your
I mean,
Steam
like,
account
what
knows.
if you bought a hard copy?
That's how I don't know. I don't know.
You
if
probably
it'll work.
register it with your Square Enix account.
That's true. There's an account for that, like the Square Enix. Same way with like Marvel's Avengers has a Square Enix account that you probably save, and maybe they were hoping to do crossplay or something later on. Anywho,
You like the stealth aspect of the Metal Gear games, right, Randall?
That's what I live for.
he's the bat.
Okay,
If
because
you like that, you'd love Hitman.
yeah,
Anytime anytime that element is introduced into a game, that's primarily what I play as. Is
That is
stealth.
Hitman's entire persona.
Why don't you buy the first one then and see if you like it? Because you could probably get it
Because
dirt
by the
cheap.
time I was going to play the first one, the second one came out, and then I didn't get around to playing the second one.
Okay, but we don't know. You don't know if you're gonna like it yet, so you could probably get Hitman 1 dirt cheap. And if I'm not mistaken, it might be on Game Pass.
the
first one, right?
Because the reason I
Pretty
asked
sure you
is
can get all of it on Steam for like virtually nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's something we can check off air.
the reason I was asking because if that's the case, the Hitman that you play both the Anthony way and then the stealth way, where you could literally walk up, throw a knife at someone's head and try to get out of there with guns ablazing, or you could be like, let me sabotage their drink, and then they're gonna drink from this, and it's poisoned, and then you deuces.
Yeah, or like lure the
and anything in
or-
between.
Yeah, but it's a little more involved than let me poison the drink. It's like let me lure the head chef over here so I can kill the head chef, hide his body, get dressed as him, go pretend I'm making his drink, poison like his guard's body, his guard's drink, which means you can take his body and then get close to him and shoot him or something. I don't know. Like
We don't always have to do that much though. You decide how
much
fucking
step,
lucrative
yeah.
you want to be. Yeah.
I mean, the entire Hitman series is like $40 right now, $50. I think it's actually on sale. I can't really tell because it says you can buy the Hitman collection bundle for 35% off, but I own all of them but contracts. So I can't tell exactly how much it would cost.
No, we're talking about the reboot one. There's 1, 2, and 3 that are reboots.
Oh, I haven't played those.
If you want, I can't vouch for the 1, 2, and 3 having an actual story, but all the ones before that actually have like an arc. I like Blood Money the most, so if you wanted that, maybe you want to try one of those old ones, or just say fuck it and get.
The graphics dated though.
Yeah, the graphics are they're from that time. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
Absolution
I played them on Xbox.
You know what's funny is.
Yeah. Oh, Absolution was the last one with the narrative. My fault.
So Absolution I played and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There is a free trial for the original Hitman that you can download and play.
That's the sniper trial thing.
There's I think there's something called a starter pack for Hitman 2 where you gain free access to the first mission in Hitman 2. So I mean you can at least try them for free. But like the Hitman series is awesome. Like I loved Absolution because there's so many different, and I don't know if the new ones are the same way, but I would assume so, but there's like a ton of different ways that you can complete the mission. You can go balls to the wall like Anthony does, or you can like, silently take out people, or you can only kill the target. You can put people to sleep and steal their clothes, or hide bodies, like all sorts of stuff. Like it's awesome.
And the game has a scoring system as you play through that mission, and to let you know how well you're doing as a hitman. So when you're done with it, it tells you, oh, you've killed this many people, you subdued these many people, you did all this other stuff, and you can replay the missions to kill them in different ways because they have challenges for each area.
Yeah, if you liked MGS, you probably more than definitely like Hitman. I would highly suggest at least downloading some of the trials and trying them.
I mean, you got a 4K screen, man. You got a beast of a computer over there that can run it. You know what I'm saying? There's no ray tracing.
Did he get his new graphics card?
There's no ray tracing, so he has no excuse.
Graphics card.
Oh my god.
You've seen how dated my graphics card is.
It can run Hitman,
but it can't do ray tracing
because Hitman doesn't have ray tracing.
The new one doesn't have ray tracing.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Dude, there's like 4 games that actually use ray tracing.
Okay, no, there's a lot more than that. But it's just that the games that you're gonna play don't have the Hitman. Okay. The only one you're gonna have is Cyberpunk.
4 games that use ray tracing correctly. Okay. Second of all,
the
ray tracing that's out right now is not anywhere what it's gonna be in the next couple of years. Like the new cards are not gonna be able to handle stuff that comes out later, nearly as well as the newer cards. They're always underpowered.
I mean, they do ray tracing pretty well, man. Like, look at Minecraft RTX. It's built from the ground up with RTX. It has shadows, lighting, reflections, all of it. But then again, those are blocks, not complex scenes. So
I know, but like I said, I mean, it's gonna get a lot better. It's the way technology works. Like they come out with something new. It gets really hyped up, and in the very beginning, there's it's like, oh, okay. Like Linus talks about this in a bunch of his videos, like especially with the fuck up that Nvidia had with what's the company, the one where the Nvidia was like, we're not gonna allow you to do this, and then they had to backtrack. Yeah. They talked. A lot of them talked about it. They were like, look, the new cards they came out, they like the original generation cards can't handle ray tracing the same way that the newer cards can. And as people get better with the technology and the technology advances, the newer cards are going to be the only ones that can actually handle the games correctly with the way that the updates come out.
Hitman doesn't have ray tracing.
But yeah, I mean, if Hitman doesn't have ray tracing, then it doesn't matter.
But he needs that ray tracing on it.
Oh, I know.
He's gonna find a way to get into the system and let me just implement ray tracing for Hitman.
If I was a programmer, I would.
You can't do that. You can't just
Not something you can just implement. Like
Yeah.
that's not how programming works.
You'd have to have their source code. So unless you're gonna hack them, get the source code, code it in, compile it, and just for yourself, okay, then you can do that.
It's not included in the game when you buy it on PC.
What is?
The source code.
No, Randall. No one. They don't just give you source code.
They
I
would.
don't know.
Companies would go out of
I mean,
business
when
real
art,
quick
all the
if
art
they
assets are
include
there
source code.
on PC.
Which is not like that's fine. But what makes the game is compiled. You can try to decompile it and do whatever you can, but like it's not. That's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying?
Your
Anywho.
cat scared the fuck out of me coming out of the side all slow like that.
I didn't put anything for movies or music because it's a Wild West at this point with those both of those. There's no like dates. There's just people dropping
When does
shit
Black Widow come out?
whenever they want, apparently. So like I don't
There's
know.
no date.
Not that I know of. What we need to know is when's it? What is it? Quiet Place 2. What other movie was supposed to come out last year?
Quiet Place 2.
A Quiet Place 2 and then A Quiet Place 2. Like when is it coming out?
Morbius? No, that was this year.
So
I
like
think.
you know what I'm saying? Like there's other. I want to watch some movies. I want to see some movies here. You know. Anyway,
I don't know.
But are you gonna go to the theater?
no. I mean, unless it's like a huge if this was happening, like thank goodness it didn't. But let's say this lockdown stuff was happening in the middle of like Endgame or Infinity War, I'd rent out an entire thing for that. That's worth it. But not for like Quiet Place 2, I'm not gonna rent out a thing for that.
It'd be cool, but
How much doesn't Juliana know how much is it?
I don't remember. I don't think she's watching anymore. That's it, people. What are you guys doing this week? Kale, what's the plans? What's the blueprint?
what's the moves, Jack?
I mean, primarily probably playing PoE. I'm probably gonna try and stream some more Bloodborne. I'm slowly getting the hang of it. Like the dodge system is still weird. Like they seem to change the way the dodge works depending on if you're moving forward or backwards or double tapping and if the target is attacking. I did sort of get the parry system down a little bit. Yeah. Like I think Bryant had mentioned it, and somebody else had mentioned it, but it didn't make any sense. And then like I finally got it to work, and I was like, oh. And then I realized like how many areas would have been 1,000 times easier if I had just and then moved on with life.
Do you have infinite ammo, or is it like a? Oh
No,
damn.
that's one of the things I really don't like about the game. And like I think Dark Souls did. I think or Demon Souls originally did this too. Was the only way to heal was to find healing items.
Yeah.
And then they had like different quantities or different caliber of healing items. There was like the base, and then there was like a medium, and then a large, and it scaled with your health pool and that kind of stuff. This one, it's like it seems to be just the blood vials, and I mean you can go through them real quick. I mean it takes, if I'm really low on health right now, I think it'll take 2 or 3 to get me all the way back up. I don't know right now if there's anything that allows it to like increase the amount of healing you get from those.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I had a pretty decent stockpile, and then I fought that fucking mutt, and some flaming dog thing at the bottom of one of the chalices.
Mm-hmm.
You doing the chalices already?
Dude, I beat 2 bosses. It didn't seem like there was anywhere else to go there, and so I came out and ran into the chalice thing, and went all the way down. I spent like an hour on that goddamn dog.
Those chalices are kind of just like challenge missions.
I don't know how. Then I'm probably missing something, because like I beat the winged boss thing, the first boss, that you fight like on the roof on the bridge. You like go along this big long bridge. There's 2 dogs, and then at the end there's a bunch of crows with a fat guy, and then you go in, and he's got like he looks like a giant fucked up crow.
I thought Brian
Pretty
was
sure
being
it's the
possessed. Okay.
And then I went down into Old
Yeller.
Yeah. And the Gatling gun guy was like, "Hey," you know.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I fought a boss down there. I just don't remember what it was.
Was it the guy that turned into a wolf?
Yes, fought
Okay.
him. And then I think there was some something after that. But I don't know. I was running around and I didn't see anything. But the game itself, like especially playing through remote play, it's not as crisp as like if I were playing it,
Local.
on an actual screen. It's a lot darker and harder to see some stuff, and so I've missed some like ladders and things that I found like when I ran back by and happened to see. Like I'm
Gotcha.
enjoying the game. Fuck that dog, dude. It should not be able to bend its back and bite through its body. Like this is worse than Lucas, okay? Like
All right, here we go. I don't know what dog you're talking about, but I've seen what Lucas can do. So you
Okay.
gotta.
So this dog, what it does is it takes its head out like this and then
Okay.
comes through and bites in this direction.
Like
But
a
it doesn't just
swing?
bite. It's
Like-
not just a sweep. It's like it wraps its head around and bites its own ass. Okay. It's got like a 369,000 degree fucking attack.
That's a lot of degrees. Okay.
Like I finally got it to work by like dodging. I finally got some of the iframes down, so I was able to like dodge through it when it was doing it. Like from this side, I would dodge this way, so that way when it went this way, I wouldn't get hit. Because if you dodged and while it was going this way, like if you ended up over here, you'd get hit regardless. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like super fucking frustrating. And then the camera system, it's the same thing in Demon Souls and Dark Souls. The camera system fucks you over so hard in so many ways when you're locked on. Like you can't tell if you're like underneath the creature, you can't tell what the hell's going on, and then all of a sudden you're dead. And you're like, I don't know what fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I finally got the wolf down, and then started 2 more chalice challenges. But I can't activate any of the other altars except for the chalice stuff, and I thought that's where I was supposed to go. So I don't know. I may have to like just look up a guide and be like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
That's weird. I don't know anything about it, so I can't even give you any pointers or anything. I never played Bloodborne.
Dark Souls, Demon Souls obviously was pretty linear.
Yes.
Dark Souls was a lot more open, and you could do a lot of things, but then you were blocked by certain actions. Like if you didn't go to this one area to pull a lever to open up, a gate or something, you were blocked. But you could still generally figure out where you're going. Bloodborne does not seem to be as intuitive as to like what direction you're supposed to go, because I apparently just blew by 2 bosses without knowing it, and continued on to certain areas. But
That's
I mean,
weird.
all in all, the game's fun. I'm having a lot of I love those kind of games. It's just really frustrating when you come up against a creature or an enemy or something that's like their moveset doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get a hang of it, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do something else that you." Okay, game developers, physics, please, for the love of God, if it lunges, it cannot change trajectory mid fucking air. I am so tired of dying because something goes like this.
No, we are.
And goes, "Oh, we're gonna okay, yeah, there it is."
We are. You guys forgot Sekiro? Have you forgotten the fucker who tries to grab me and I'm like, oh, I dodged it, and he's like, no, and grabs me and throws me off a cliff? I don't forget that.
I still have that clip in God of War where the fucking troll jumped at me and literally 360s and hits me. I think he hit me. Seriously, same thing with like spear attacks. They should not be able to slide forward and go,
and
that's
track.
not how a spear attack works.
Nope.
If they go forward and then pull the spear off to the side, it is not going to be. There's no power in that. The whole point is to thrust it forward.
Either that or sweep. Make a decision. Don't make it both. I'm right there with you.
Like, I cannot fucking stand it. I don't understand why they add that shit into the game.
It's difficulty, Kelsey. Duh. It's harder.
Like the dog. So he did a move that I hadn't seen. Like, I was starting to get the hang of it, and then he did a pounce where he like leaps into the air and drops on you, and I would dodge. Like, he would jump, and then I'd be like, okay, so let me roll this way, and he would go, and then the dog would just land on me, and I'm like, if I'm and he jumps and I'm over here, he should land here and I should be safe. He should not land here.
What are you talking about? Have you not played Mega Man? Jump in midair, you can come back. Come on. Easy physics, bro.
Like, I realize that these games are like magical or whatever, but that's bullshit. Like, they're not using magic to change their trajectory. They're just literally just changing it.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Never gonna forget being thrown off a cliff because he decided to fucking track me like a goddamn blue shell. So, Randall, what are you doing besides phone?
So check this out.
I know it's not gonna be some news or some shit, right?
Isn't the Marksman the new Kingsman movie that's coming out? Isn't there a new Kingsman movie coming out? Like the origin, I think.
That sounds familiar, actually.
Oh.
No, you're probably right. I just haven't seen that trailer in so long, so maybe.
So I found out that A Quiet Place 2 is coming out April 23rd
Of this year?
of this year.
Okay, that's good. So what are you doing this week?
I'm probably going to go to the gym, work out, work. I might try to, I don't know if I'm going to try to beat it, but I'll probably try to get pretty far in Miles Morales. I might try out Hitman, depending on, when does it actually come out?
Number 3 in like 2 days.
So if I do have the option to get the other 2 upon buying the third one, then I'll probably play that.
But Brian's still waiting.
I might try some Dragon Ball to see how
how Baby plays?
How Baby plays.
Like online or just local lab?
This lab.
Oh. What happened, Kelsey?
Is he streaming, baby?
Damn it. Brian's still waiting. Like, you're hitting all the notes, which is fine, but you're missing a very important one for yourself.
I know I want to work on something art, but I'm not sure what.
Can you make me like a spaghetti mural?
A what?
Have you finished Ed?
There you go.
No.
There you go. You can do it then.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to work on it.
Oh, well, there you go. There's that. Then can you make my spaghetti mural?
What is a spaghetti mural?
Like a mural of spaghettis. You know what a mural is, right?
Do you have something that you've already started you want to work on? You want to work on something new?
That's a good question. That's
5 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds on the clock.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
it depends. If it's something I already started and it's exciting, then yes.
Well, you did that.
But if not, then yeah, I'm down. I'm always down for working on something new.
Well, you can't. Yeah, you have something new that you can work on that you haven't finished. About like 20 seconds ago, you started working on a spaghetti mural. So you can continue working on that.
I don't even know what that is.
Bro, it's a fucking front, bro.
It's a painting.
I know what a mural is, but like I don't understand why.
No, it's not made of spaghetti. The mural is about spaghetti.
Oh, I thought it was you, but made out of spaghetti.
Oh, he just leveled that up. All right, so can you get that by tomorrow?
No.
You got like 25 minutes. I'm sorry, 35 minutes.
Okay. I might throw some art in there. I don't know what,
Like a spice of it.
but I'm gonna work on something. And always prayer.
Oh, there you go. Brian, what are you doing this week?
All right, so boom, tomorrow, nothing. Now that I have access to my plugins, we'll probably, honestly, all the old stuff out on SoundCloud, I don't even care about anymore. So I don't even know if I care about porting this shit over. I'm kind of done with that. I was listening to it, I was like, what can I do to remix this? I don't even like it anymore. All right? So what I'm probably going to do is maybe the last 2 or 3 things on there, I'll put on other shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Do you have SoundCloud Pro or whatever? So you have like an infinite storage or?
No, I'm done using SoundCloud probably.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I was just gonna port it over to Spotify to fucking Bandcamp if someone wants to give me money for them.
Yeah, Bandcamp.
See if I can get it on. See if I can get it licensed on other things. Yeah, and then probably try to start something new. What I wanted to do, but I don't really know too many people that do art stuff minus Randall. Is I don't really have any like I'm trying to find ways to go through creative blocks still. And one of the things I was thinking of that I did once in college and it was interesting was use a picture or like some kind of like visual art as like a reference and just make a song that you think fits either the person or the art style or whatever. So I was gonna end up probably tweeting or something if anyone knows artists that want their art to be like have like some kind of soundtrack maybe. I don't know. But I'm trying to make Tuesday some kind of artistic day for myself to try to be productive.
All right, Brian. So I'm gonna give you some life advice here. Stop with the maybe and sometimes and maybe I probably. Do or don't.
Okay, but
All right.
Me saying it has nothing to do with if I'm doing it or not.
Oh fuck! That's some shot. What
happened?
He said, "Random, pay attention."
What is that? I don't understand how that applies to me.
Because you're saying probably, shouldn't know, I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
Okay, but I'm just saying it like that. When I want to do something, I do it.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna send you an image and you make it. So can you make? How long does it take you to make one?
Depends on what you sent me. I don't know.
Okay, cool. So by next week,
you just gonna send him a random picture?
No, I don't send random pictures. I have methodical. They call me Thomas Shelby for a reason. All right.
They call you Tony the Shovel. What the fuck is Thomas? Whatever.
That's Tony the Shovel in Italian.
Oh.
Oh, so you're part of the Langretta family.
Gingretta, Brian.
Gingretta family. It's been a while, I think.
That's what you watched it a long time ago.
So yeah, Tuesdays is kind of just the day I kind of want to disconnect from things and just work on something artistic.
So you're saying that you want to make music off of a picture,
a visual influence or inspiration?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fucking spark going because every time I go on, I make something that I immediately hate. So then I scrap it. Next thing, immediately hate, and so I'm just stuck on like a creative block where I have nothing that I like that I'm making. And so I'm trying to see maybe if I make it to a picture, it'll spark something.
That's the story of an artist, man. You never like anything that you make.
Was he talking?
That's why I had to swap his mic. I don't know if it was coming through. The thing wasn't going up.
Him.
Oh, it went? Him. Okay. Then I'll be a liar then, because it barely went up.
He was like, "That's the story of an artist, man. You just go around not liking anything you make." Something along those lines.
No, Randall, why'd you say it again?
That's exactly how I said it.
Me and Brian are impressionists.
I'm the best, actually.
See, that was me. He did.
Wednesday, bro up. We're playing insert here, depending on if Fav is available.
That's what I gotta do.
Thursday, everybody playing Siege apparently. Friday I don't normally stream. I usually just hang out or I'll play a fighting game. I don't know. And then Saturdays I keep playing with the idea of just streaming Demon's Souls on the weekend, but then I'm just like I don't have any urge to do any. Like I told you, I want something. Just I have to think nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my weekend. So I don't have it in
And
me.
I don't play Demon Souls.
Say
I
again.
barely heard what you said, but I agree with you.
One more time. It's
Sound
not,
like he's
I don't-
underwater.
I play Demon Souls.
What?
okay.
He doesn't
I think
think
it's
when he plays Demon Souls.
okay. We can't talk when he's talking. When we talk, it's like drowns him out. Go.
He says, I want to play a game that I don't have to think when I'm playing. And I said, I don't think when I play Demon Souls.
Got it. Thank you. It's Discord's having a shitting the bed moment. So when you were talking, one of us was saying something, and then your volume goes like to the floor.
I think
Is
it
that
always
gonna be
does
a-
that.
Huh?
I already said my sentence.
I
think
didn't
it
hear what
always
you
does
said. I'm
that.
sorry.
I think it always does that with Kelsey's because I hear yours guys. I don't know what I am.
Use guys.
Use guys. Them people.
Whoa! No, you went to another level there.
Yeah,
Right
what
there.
are you talking
What
about?
is going
Racism
on?
alert. He said he doesn't
How
like
is
Mace
it
Windu's
racist?
lightsaber.
Randy, you know who I'm
Mace
calling right
Windu's
now, right?
lightsaber.
Yeah, Star Lord. Yeah, come get him. Thanks.
What?
You done, Brian?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
You said you won't do anything on the weekend.
I don't like thinking on the weekends. So I don't know if I'll do Demon Souls. I don't want to ruin a weekend with just salt, right?
Okay.
But I might do that. I just don't care. I don't know. Weekends are basically I go on random.org/coins, 5 buffalo nickels. I have 2 options. I flip it. That's my weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, Wednesday bro up. We're playing. Siege is on Thursday. Friday just bowling. Here we go. Yo, what if you guys play Rainbow Six on Thursday?
What? So I was talking to Anthony about
Battlefront.
no.
Okay.
I mean I was, but no. About making an animation for you guys' bro op thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could make some music for that. But you say you need some art for it, and I don't have any art for it yet. I don't know.
Okay.
Kelly looks like he's having an aneurysm. What's going on?
I've got a headache. I think I'm dehydrated from working out.
I'm also really loud, so it's my sound waves literally blowing you on the inside. That sounded bad. It's exploding your head on the inside. We're
If you wanted to do an animation for Anthony and Bryant, like the bro op thing, you could use the big head thing that he's got with the the fingers, and then make make one of Bryant where he's got like a wrench, and then they like jump like the melee style where it's just the two of them going up, and then like they cross the fingers, and the like the hand comes up, and then the wrench goes, and then it goes white from an explosion, and then it shows them back to back, like Army of Two style.
Or he can give him a gun because Brian likes guns, and I can shoot my imaginary gun, and he can shoot his real gun, and then I die, and then Brian's over.
Red.
At least a wrench. Can I end this? You said a wrench, right?
Yeah.
I said gun for him.
Yeah, that's what I said, a wrench.
Right.
Shake his hand, Anthony.
Yeah,
Shake his
man.
hand.
It'd be like the gun blade from Final Fantasy VIII. A wrench
Okay.
gun.
Give me a gun wrench.
Knife wrench for kids.
You need your
If he has a wrench gun, then he has to have some.
What?
I said if I make him a wrench gun, then you have to have something.
I have my gun.
Yeah, you got the finger gun. Like,
But that's not
we just
gonna.
Randall, are you gonna call me out live on my finger gun? You'll die on camera. All right. So what I'm doing this week is
Wait.
what?
What are you doing, Anthony?
Appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm doing this week? Okay. Well, there's that camaraderie. Tomorrow's probably gonna be Immortals because that's the only day I have open for what game I want to play. So Immortals because I fucking love Immortals right now. Wednesday is gonna be bro up, and it's gonna be insert here, yeah. So most likely Borderlands. I think he said he'll be open, but I'll ask him again. If not, backup plan is probably Scott Pilgrim if Randall's open. And I think who else was our fourth?
There's
I like
me
how
and
you threw me in
Janyana.
there.
And Janyana. I think she's.
Made me feel special.
Hold on. I don't know. Actually, we probably can't do it on Wednesday.
Randall, you were his number 2.
We can.
Janyana was number 3.
I'm his number last.
You're my. Well, I can't say that on.
That is how numbers work.
What was I gonna say? So we'll see. As soon as it gets Scott Pilgrim, and then Thursday will be the Siege day to play. We're gonna have a bunch of people playing Siege. If there's more than 5, how many is 5v5, right? If there's more than 5, we'll do like customs, I guess, against each other. But I think it's gonna be 5 exactly. I think. Anywho, and that's it for the week because I will not be streaming Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Why?
Because I won't be in town. I'm gonna go to Janyana's aunt's house, so I'll not be here. So you can throw your sexy party.
I like how I'm just finding out this now on your stream.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
How long have you known this?
Like 2 days.
Wow.
That you're throwing a sexy party?
Then I'm not gonna be here. I'm trying to figure out what relevance is.
Because it's important.
Did we have something planned?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, then back to my first...
you need to give people information so they know in case something happens. You never know. Life is not like exact every day.
I can understand what he's saying because you've already left and he didn't know that, and so you're not giving him a heads up.
I don't know what he's talking about, but
He's proving a point that I haven't left yet. Now you know before the day happened. So this is the heads up. All right, Randall. It's almost a 4-hour podcast. You're over here telling me my Miguel's bad. Yeah, okay. So, anywho, this is episode 1. Yes, it. And then next. Nah, we'll go over what I'm doing next week. I don't care. We good?
I thought you were going to end the episode on that stroke you just had.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'll wait for your sounds, usually. Unless it's taking way too long and I just end it prematurely.
You're just your fuck you, dude.
This has been the ADLR Podcast, episode 125. Did I say 4 in the beginning or 5? Do you guys remember?
Oh, it's 5. I don't care what you said, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5. But I think I fucked up in the beginning. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week for the podcast. Tomorrow for Immortals. So if you're listening to this. Anyway, bye.